All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Carlos, I am a little chilly today. As often happens, we had a massive snowstorm yesterday. We had over a foot of snow that ended up falling. And today dawned clear and bright blue skies and freaking cold, man. That's always the downside of having bright skies, especially after a snowstorm. It's like it scours away all the clouds. It is oh my god, what is it? It's minus 25 here, which is I gotta convert that to Fahrenheit for you wackos over there. That's minus 13 Fahrenheit. So
Oh, yep. We are at 21 this morning, man. But it's the feel, man. The feel was 7. The feel was 7 this morning because it did not feel 21. It felt much colder when I went out to get everything ready for the kids and take them to school. And I was like, ouch, that is cold. Friends, welcome. Hopefully everybody's doing well this morning. Quick look at our gappers list and see what we got going on there. Oh, log in to the gappers list. Click OK. Press log in. There it is. And it should come right up. All right, here it is. Here's our gappers list by TradingTerminal.com. And plenty of stuff in the green this morning as things just, again, continue to push higher and higher. They're just finding a way. Many takers sitting close to near all-time highs, SPY near all-time high. I mean, everything is just northeast, Peter, regardless of news, numbers, earnings, doesn't matter. It's just northeast, right? So it's just interesting to see. SNDK another 5%. This stock did like 30%. Was it like 30% or 300? Something crazy last year, 2025. And they just keep adding on to it. Here's another 5% for you. So we'll dive into all of this and see what's going on there, friends. And I see some are good usual suspects. AMD's down here, SMR, CoreWeave as well. MU continues to make this list. We'll look into all that. All right, before we get started there, Peter, what does our U.S. economic calendar have for us today?
We've got only a couple of things today. We've got industrial production and capacity utilization coming out at 9:15. Market usually ignores those numbers, but we'll see what happens when they arrive. And then after the open at 10, we've got the Home Builder Confidence Index. So a light day, not a surprise. It's a Friday. You know, usually they don't like a lot of economic data on Fridays. Plus, keep in mind, it's a long weekend. It's a long weekend from a market point of view because the markets are closed on Monday. So, enjoy your day off, whether you knew you were having one or not. So we're not going to be here. The markets are closed. It's a nothing day. So this is your last day of trading for the next 4.
Yep. Yes, it is, friends. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's start diving into this list and seeing what's going on here, friends. So we have first one on deck is going to be BIYA. BIYA. Yeah, there it is. Baya International is the ticker name this morning. And we are up 37%, 9.4 million shares traded. Low flow. Wow, a lot of low floats. I'm just noticing this now on our gappers list. Look at all the low floats here. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's just 3, but they're all leading the top of the list, right? So all 3 of these are sitting on that lower flow floats there. So Baya International up 33%, 9.4 million. Hard to borrow, Peter. Any good news on this one?
This is a Chinese software development company. They basically say they're going to restructure their shareholder agreements and make a pivot to all digital assets. I don't quite know what that means because I don't really understand what their business model is. And having looked at the stock and the way it trades, I didn't really care. So it's just one that happens to be on here today, Carlos. It doesn't look like a good trading option for me. I mean, this thing normally
Yeah.
gets 500,000 shares in any given day. So, yeah, it's got 9.7 million today, but I don't have any conviction that's going to continue once the opening bell rings.
Yeah, same here. And again, just these lower flow stocks are not our thing here. I was looking at a high roller. Was it a high roller? I was looking at high roller earlier today to see what it's been doing, and somehow it's managed to maintain this move up. Right, so trying to do some stuff this morning. A lot less volume than we had before. But again, I like the news on this stock, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I like the news on it. Not doing anything with it, but the news is interesting to me. I want to see how that ends in a couple of weeks.
I'm surprised it's been on our list for as long as it has, right? Normally these things are one and done, flash in the pan,
Yeah.
but this one's stuck around for pretty much the whole week here. So
Yeah. So we'll see. All right. Continuing here, BNAI now. So BNAI is the next one. Another low flow. As I mentioned, 3 low flows leading our gap up list this morning. And Peter, this is up 17%. What's your thoughts on it?
don't you like it? This is called the Brand Engagement Network Inc. Doesn't it? Immediately it makes me think of like the Home Shopping Network or something. The Brand Engagement Network Inc. Anyways, apparently they are using their ticker to partially rebrand themselves as an AI company, and they've announced an AI partnership. I guess it still works, right? You just have to say we're going into AI, and suddenly your stock can get a little bit of a pop. No real details about what that means, but they've got. Let's see. In December, they had an AI engagement solution deal with a global advertising agency and a top pharmaceutical client. But that was worth $250,000 of revenue. So again, whenever I see these announcements and they're like, we've signed a massive new deal, we're moving in a new market, and we've got a contract worth, in this case, $250,000. Like that's a week of trading for Andrew. Like I always think of things in terms of Andrews these days.
How many Andrews is that?
That's like 1 week of Andrew. So it's like 1/52nd of an Andrew if you want to annualize him.
Yeah.
How would that? I just applied a lot of business terms to an individual. I love it. Anyways, so there you go. We've just annualized Andrew. So this is 1/52nd of an Andrew, or a little under 2% of an Andrew. So how do you like that? An annual Aziz, yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, we will leave that one alone as well. Let's see what else we got here. So continuing, we have next one is going to be the last low flow I see here. GWAV. GWAV is another one on here as well. This one popped up all the way. It's still up 11%, but man, went up all the way to 843. Since then has lost about $3. Back down to 538. So not a big fan of what's happening now. Here's the pop here all the way to 843, back down to 538. So don't really like what I see there, Peter. I'm gonna pass on this thing, man. Hard to borrow. You can't short it. It just does not fit what I'm looking to do here.
Yeah, no, this is another weird one. We had one like this yesterday. This is called Greenwave Technology Solutions. They're a metal recycling company out of Virginia. They operate in Virginia and North Carolina and Ohio. Anyways, back in November, they received what's called a staff determination letter from NASDAQ, basically saying you haven't met the rules. Specifically, you haven't met Rule 5250C1, saying that you haven't filed all of your necessary compliance statements to remain listed. Greenwave has said that they are going to seek a hearing to say that they're, I don't know, for whatever reason, but they're a little bit behind. They haven't filed reports that were required in March of last year, in June of last year, and in September. So they're a wee bit behind. Anyways, so seeking a hearing, of course, is a great way to delay things. And notice that they got the letter in November. They've waited strategically, I'm sure. They got it November 25th. They waited till now to seek the hearing. So they're looking. It feels like they're trying to stretch this out as long as possible. Does that sound like a thing that you want to trade? Not me.
Shady.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just play with the rules. stretch it out as long as possible. Whatever's going on, nothing to see behind the curtain, kids.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Agreed. All right, we'll be leaving that one alone, friends. All right, ASTS is next. ASTS. We've seen this one plenty of times. We had it on the list before, I think. Maybe today could be another one of those days. We are up here in 7.9, 723,000 shares traded. So it's got some volume to it. But what I like more about is the daily. Look at the daily here, breaking out of this $100 mark that has been somewhat of resistance around that area, right? Not exact. By the way, speaking of levels, we had such a great webinar yesterday, Peter, for our beginning traders over at tradingterminal.com. The webinar. So it was very nice. Thanks for joining, guys. We had an awesome, 152 of you guys showed up. So that was amazing. So thank you for the support. We couldn't get through everything. We had so much information. We couldn't get through the entire presentation. So maybe we'll do a part 2 of the stuff we were talking about there. But speaking of supporting levels, as we did yesterday, I like the way this one's breaking out the daily, man. It looks good. Peter, we got some volume to it. I know you're ready to say the name for us here.
Yeah. Yes, this is AST Space Mobile. And they have received some very good news. They were awarded the prime contractor spot for the U.S.'s Shield Missile Defense Shield initiative. And this administration is very fond of making their acronyms, and they like to make words out of the acronyms, which is a smart thing. It helps people remember them. I question their acronyms. We used to do this at Nortel too, right? Where you need to make the acronym fit, and you really want to use a word, so you throw in like random words in the title to make it fit, just even if it doesn't make sense. And I always find that entertaining. So Shield sounds cool. We all know the SHIELD initiative, right? The Golden Dome and other things that fall under the SHIELD initiative. It actually stands for Scalable Homeland Innovative Enterprise Layered Defense. It feels like they literally just threw a bunch of words together to get the SHIELD acronym. So there's a couple of instances where this has happened. However, for AST Space Mobile, this is good news. Being the prime contractor means they actually get to not only compete for a lot of other contracts, but allows them to actually distribute contracts to subsidiaries. So they get to sort of be part and part of the decision process almost in terms of how contracts are awarded. So it's good news for them. This could actually be good for the stock. I mean, this is the type of news that could drive it higher. It's been on and off our list for a while. Today, I would have hoped the volume would be a little higher on this news, to be honest, Carlos. But it's looking a little modest. I mean, it is good news longer term for them. It's tough to tell exactly how many contracts and what they're going to be worth. They're going to be awarded. It's like because they didn't directly get any money, but being that prime contractor is a good place to be. So
yeah. Interesting. I want to put on the list, man. Again, I don't know if we're going to get more volume or not. I'll probably have it on a secondary because I like the daily on it. Normally doesn't trade well, very light volume as you mentioned. I don't know. Let's come back to it. Maybe today could be the day for space here. So Space Mobile. We'll have to take a look. All right. Continuing here, friends. What else we have? ONDS. What do we got going on here? This ticker has been very active over the last couple of days. Today we are up 5.8, 3.8 million shares traded. And again, always tons of volume in the pre-market on this one. So always seems active as it's trying to make its way higher here. The daily you can see struggling to get above 15. Tried it a couple of days ago, was not able to. Did drop down here to about 1282, we'll call it, and looking to bounce higher. Peter, thoughts on it, and will you have it on your list today?
Yeah, we're this week we've seen a number of companies that have done pre-release or a release of preliminary data, which is nothing new. Companies have been doing that for a long time. It helps sensitize the market and hopefully create a little bit of buzz if you're doing well. If you're not doing well, it tempers the disappointment if your numbers come out lower than expected. In this case, ONDS or ONDAS Inc. Says that their numbers are above targets and they've actually raised their forecast for 2026. So, and quite significantly, they've raised their revenue goal to 170 to 180 million, up from its previous $140 million target. So that's quite a big, move higher. And they say that they've got a cash balance of over $1.5 billion. So they're sitting well with some cash in the bank. Normally I haven't seen like the stock price react to preliminary data. Normally the stock waits, but we've seen a number jump on our list only because they released that preliminary data. So that's interesting to me. Whether ONDS is going to be able to capitalize and make further moves today, I'm not sure. I mean, it has moved. I mean, look at what it did yesterday, but I didn't have it on radar, and like I'm not sure how you would have necessarily been in position. You have to just be scanning, right? This is maybe where scanners are helpful, because this thing out of nowhere around noon shot up to a high of day. It made a beautiful little pattern here. In fact, I didn't even see it yesterday. I'm only seeing it now, to be honest. But I love that pattern right there. So that's my mountain pass right there.
Yeah, it's pretty clean for a mountain pass. Yeah, really, really nice, especially in the 5 minutes. So, you can put more weight to it. All right, let's. Day trade, I'm not sure. Again, I don't like it. I agree with you, Peter. A couple of times we looked at this at the market open, hasn't been great. So I'm gonna keep it off for now. But again, good volume again, 4 million already, and it continues to climb. So let's look at the next one. Is gonna be ONDS. What else we have? MU. So MU this morning. Look at MU, man. Wow, this stock is. This is nice. It's nice. Can you day trade a little bit better? Can you not do this in the market open? Can you give us something? Give us some action. I mean, you're up here 4.8, but everything is happening after or before market hours. So again, actually, no, I take that back. The morning has been brutal, right? Look at this. 1 o'clock turns to an amazing short. So if you're trading later in the day, actually, that's a pretty good looking chart there. Peter, rocking this morning again. Tech overall, I see a lot of them are just either in the green or just getting there. MU obviously doing some stuff here. What's your thoughts on it?
Interesting. I didn't even know they were making this. So first off, they had some insider buying. One of their directors bought 23,000 shares, showing that they're willing to put their money behind it and think it's underpriced. It's a $7.8 million purchase. Wait, what? 23,000 value. Oh, shares total. Sorry. Yeah, right. So $7.5 million they spent buying shares in the company. I think the bigger news, however, is that they also had a groundbreaking ceremony at their New York Mega Fab. I love that name. That's the Mega Fab site. It's a pretty big thing. It's a $100 billion memory manufacturing complex in Carlos, help me out. Onondaga? Is that how you say that?
What?
Onondaga. Onondaga County, New York?
I never heard of it. That's got to be somewhere in the boondocks in New York. That's got to be like up there,
Buffalo. If you're building a $100 billion fab that's going to create up to 50,000 jobs, you need some land. So it's certainly not going to be somewhere too busy.
Nowhere in my radius over here. That's all right. That's out there next to Oklo's church or something.
All right. So anyways, they're building this fab. It's I didn't know that they were building this large facility, so that's interesting. They claim that they're going to have it up and ready for production to start as early as 2030. So that's actually relatively fast. Fabrication sites, they take a long time. We've talked about this in the past, right? And this is, I presume a part of the push by the administration to try and drive more manufacturing on site in the U.S. It's notoriously expensive to manufacture in the U.S., which is why, it hasn't happened in quite a while. But it looks like Micron is investing a bunch of money to make it happen. 2030 is pretty fast. Normally, it's about a 10-year cycle to get these things up and running. So if they think they could do it in about 4 to 5 years, that's impressive. So we'll see what happens. Micron, like you pointed out, Carlos, it's been riding high. We're at all-time highs on the stock. like you said, just trade a little bit better. Could you? Because we want to
Yeah.
play. We want to play. We really do. But it's just I don't like the way the stock trades. It's a shame.
Yeah. No. No. No good. No good. We'll leave that one alone, friends. I want to watch it. I'm gonna put it in the secondary. I want to watch it. Does it deserve to be there? Probably not.
Right.
But I'm hopeful that we can get to trading MU. MU has a lot of history with us, by the way. It was MU and AMD. Man, we started with those tickers back in 2017, 2018. That's what we traded all the time. So, yeah, let's see what happens. All right, let's continue speaking of MU, it's going to help me bring up these other ones, right? We got AMD here. I don't see Nvidia yet. Did it pop up already? Nvidia on this list? Not yet. I know they were slightly green. But obviously tech is in play, guys, heavily in play. So here's Nvidia. Let's go to those real quick. Nvidia is moving here, 1.7 million shares traded. Daily's been stuck a little bit, not as beautiful as MU on the daily, at least. Intraday is much better. And then we also have AMD, which pre-market action also has got some moves here, and could be actually very, very interesting. Was yesterday for sure. Initial breakout, if you guys remember, happened really quickly, popped up, but then later in the day, look at this drop later in the day. So that was very, very clean. Again, around 1 o'clock, a lot of things start to dip lower. So between AMD and Nvidia, Peter, what's your favorite? What are you going to watch? I know you watch both of them, but which one are you going to put some extra focus on is the better question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's going to shift because what's been happening is Nvidia has been the better thing to watch at the open. But after the first hour and a half, so around 11 a.m., AMD becomes sort of the better mover. So I'm going to watch both, but I'll be watching them in that order, starting with Nvidia and then shifting over to AMD. And I could be wrong for today, but don't worry. I mean, I won't lose. I'll try and watch both.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm putting Nvidia on my list here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I forget how big New York State is sometimes. And for you, I know
I live here
of the city,
and I do too.
Might as well be like Siberia for all you care, right? It's,
yeah. The city is for us. New York. You think New York is 5 boroughs? Yeah. Anything else? You take the 87 North. That's it. That's outside of the country.
Yeah.
Like, that's Canada. That's Canada already. You're going into Canada zone.
It's irrelevant. So being that this Onondaga County is near Syracuse, like it might as well be in might as well be in Minnesota.
Yeah. I love it when my family comes from Dominican Republic. They come over and they're like, oh yeah, let's go look at Niagara Falls. I'm like, on the New York side, I'm like, we just don't get up and go there. This is not no, we got to plan this. Like, we got to wake up early, stay up maybe a day or two. It's not that simple, right? Let me show you in the map. And then they see, then I take, because, some of them, they're older, and this is, let me take our country and fit it right into New York so you can see how far this is, right? So it's just hilarious, man. Love it. But yes, I'm going to be adding Nvidia, AMD on the secondary list, and we'll go from there.
Is that, Todd, is that how much? Onondaga? That doesn't sound right. Onondaga? All right. Maybe that's how you're supposed to say it. I have no idea.
Yeah, not sure. I'm sure we're crushing it somehow.
I was counting on you, Carlos, to help me with the pronunciation.
No, man.
You're like wiping your hands of it. You're like,
I'm not even touching it.
Those people from the country, like, I got nothing to do with them.
No. I got a 50-mile radius, man. That's no. That's gone. All right, friends. Here it is. So we looked at semis. We looked at some of the low flows on the top. We looked at space, mobile there as well. What else we got on this list? Keeps growing. I notice every time I gotta scroll down, it gets longer and longer. Let's look at CoreWeave. We'll look at Hood, and then we'll bounce around to you, Peter, see what you like this morning. Because I know those two are probably going to be stuff that people are going to throw out here. So let's look at CoreWeave first. CoreWeave this morning, we're up 2.1, 621,000 shares traded. Doesn't look that interesting pre-market, I have to say.
No, and a few people have been mentioning it over the course of the week and frankly since mid last year. And I have to admit, I've never found it to be the type of stock that I say I gotta spend more time watching this. Like, it just doesn't do well for my strategies. So if it does for you, then by all means, right? Go after it. Go get her. But for whatever reason, yeah, it's not a favorite of mine.
It's not looking great today. And the other one I want to look at is Hood. Then we'll see what Peter has on deck this morning. Hood here. Wow. Nobody mentioned Hood yesterday, or I didn't catch that off. You did. Look at the drop on Hood yesterday. I know a lot of stocks at 1 o'clock. I'm not gonna give them too much crap for this. Everything did this at like around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or so. You have a lot of stuff selling off, but they started early. You can see here the weakness coming in. So Peter, not doing too hot. If you look at the daily, you can see the big drop. Today they're pulling back a little bit. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, there's some concern over the crypto bill that was supposed to support stocks that were heavily into this space is sort of going back for a rethink. So that's this U.S. Clarity Act is causing some pressure on a certain number of stocks. That was the big drop yesterday. I got to give credit. I know a few people in the room mentioned it. I think Megan was talking about it. I know that other people were talking about it in the room. You're right though. I didn't really spend any time looking at it, but it just dropped and kept going, didn't it? Like midday, it looked like maybe it was about to sort of settle down, and then it said nope. Went and had lunch, came back, and said time for some afternoon work, and dropped pretty heavy into the close. So usually that means that today is setting up for an inside day. As you can see, we're gapping up here a little bit. It's such a big range, right? It's a big enough range compared to how Hood normally moves that it could easily trade from this 112.60 where it is now through sort of 116, and it'll be happily inside the range that it had set yesterday. So I don't know. I mean, there could be trading opportunity on it. It does get the volume, Carlos, that is often interesting. So far this morning, though, it's feeling a little slow, a little sluggish.
Our good buddy from Lamos and Garbage Truck, JD Rex, is asking, what does inside day mean, Peter? So if you could break that down for our newer traders.
Yeah. The summary is basically it means that it'll be trading inside the price range that it set yesterday. So yesterday we had a high price of well, you can just see it here on a daily chart. Just look at that candle that Carlos highlighted. We had a high price of, let's call it $120, and a low price of $110. So that's about a $10 range. As you can see, we're opening within that range, right? With the low at 110, we're opening now. Let's again round it to about 113. It's likely not to go lower than 110 or higher than 120. That typically happens after you get a big day, whether it goes up or down, and the next day you open within that range. So an inside day just basically means you're trading inside the bounds of the candle that was set yesterday. So you more or less have a little bit of an indication as to the range of price you could trade. So for instance, if you're thinking of going short and the price is approaching 110, it's likely to get some support there. So it might not go any lower, or you could take a reversal at that point. Again, no guarantees though, right? Like there's nothing ever 100% in trading. So, but that's often what I look at. And when you get a big range like that, it can mean some decent trading, right? I mean, hey, a $3-4 move on Hood would still be a good catch, right? If you could take advantage of that. But that's what it means in short.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Peter. All right, Peter, we'll go to you. I mean, we went through a lot of the stuff on here. Look at High Roller popping again. It's doing some stuff. I saw it coming up here in the list, and then it's just popped up and up and up, and look at it go here, 7, and it's just doing whatever it's doing. It's a low flow, right? Yeah, another low flow is active today. Peter, what do you like off this list? A lot here today. What do you like this morning?
Tesla continues to be a good mover. You never quite know what Tesla's going to do. What you do know is it's going to move one way or the other. It may not give you great trading opportunities, but it's not going to be boring, at least not usually. Yesterday at the open was, I mean, I was thinking of trading it at the open, but I mean, just go back, Carlos, and look at the 5-minute chart on Tesla sort of at the open. That sort of tells you what, how yesterday's open went. You got to be careful on any given day because you just never know what this thing is going to do. Yeah, I mean, clearly, like overlapping candles. Look at all these wicks closing where it started. Like it was a pretty rough day on Tesla. Some trading opportunity within that, but it wasn't an
Mm,
easy,
yeah, yeah.
opportunity. So anyways, I'll definitely be watching that. We talked about the semiconductor sector, so the whole sector's gapping green today. Whether Micron moves or not, I really don't know at this point, but I'll be watching it along with Carlos. We'll also be watching Nvidia and AMD, like we talked about. And there's been others that have been in the conversation. Yesterday, people were talking about Broadcom. Especially yesterday afternoon, Broadcom had a little bit of a sell-off, but it's opening higher right now. And then, of course, we had the news. TSM was sort of the one that had kicked this off with the earnings that we had discussed. So, and as you can see, TSM ended up, closing where it started after sort of running around a little bit yesterday. So, I think the semis is a good place to cast your eye. The other sector we've talked about in passing over the last few weeks, and where's my other stocks? Anyways, the quantum sector, the volumes continues to play there, and these stocks continue to, you know, sort of move. But I mean, look at Rigetti. There you go. You already have Rigetti up there. Look at those daily candles, right? Look at how overlapping that is. Red, green, red, green, red, green, or red, white, red, white. Yeah. So you can tell like it's getting some motion in there, but it's really stuck, isn't it, in a little zone. So quantum needs to do something exciting, something amazing, I guess. They need to get some interest out there. Otherwise, they're not going anywhere. But I just find it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for something to happen. And anyways, and last but not least, Oklo. It's been on the fringes of our conversation, Carlos. Like people have talked about it. We said, "Oh yeah," and then we take a quick look at it. Usually at the end of our pre-market broadcast. It feels like all week we've been doing that. And and it's a tough one. Like if you look at again Oklo on a 5 minute chart yesterday, if you just watch it at the open, it's like it didn't do anything again. It's not that interesting. However, if you give it some patience and you're trading for the all day, later in the day it gave a sell off, right? And it gave some good movement where you could have easily just got in and ridden the wave, right? And it would have been a low stress trade. But it I have to admit I sort of did look at it at the open. I think we talked about it yesterday after the opening bell because somebody brought it up, and I said, "Nah, this doesn't look interesting." Didn't stick with it. So
Yeah, yep. Um, all right, friends. Let's look at our gap down. Not as exciting as the stuff we just saw that was gapping up this morning. It's a lot on there, and things continue to just sneak their way in here. Let's look at the SPHL. SPHL this morning. We'll roll over here a little bit and what we got going on. We are down 10% on this one. It is a low flow sitting at under a million shares flow here, so very low here this morning. Had a big day yesterday. Did go from about 7 something at the open all the way to about 25. So massive day yesterday, and today we're just kind of trading somewhere within that range, 1250 to about 22 so far this morning. Again, really, really low flow. I don't see great volume right now in the pre-market. You do have a million shares traded, but again, this thing just doesn't fit my criteria. So I'll popcorn could be our popcorn ticket for today. We got a couple of popcorn tickets. We got this one. We got high roller technologies also doing some stuff this morning. So you know what, we'll add this to our popcorn list. But again, for my strategy, they're fun to watch. I love them, but I won't be rolling the dice on them. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It was halting again yesterday. It's just again entertaining to watch, but wacky. just a crazy. It's a roller coaster of a ride.
Yeah, there it is.
Unintended.
So yeah, very well done. How about for SPHL? Any news? I mean, they get going yesterday. 113 million shares traded. It's like it became alive. It did nothing, and somehow it became alive here yesterday. I'm not sure if anything drove it.
They had an announcement of a strategic partnership into what? Solar ready homes? Since when is solar a big thing? Anyways, a new clean energy initiative tied to its Singapore housing business. So Apparently, they entered into an MOU with Jiangsu GSO New Energy Technology Co. Limited, a Chinese-based solar and green energy solutions provider. So basically, they've got this collaboration will allow them to introduce rooftop solar photovoltaic systems and other energy efficient options to Springview residential design and build projects. All right, so they're building solar houses in Singapore. That's why.
Yep, there you go. All right, friends. What else? What else we got here? Let's take a look at SGML. I've seen this before. Normally does not trade very well, so I'm probably not going to watch it. So Sigma Lithium. Lithium is the name of the company. Down 9.3, 636,000 shares traded. Seen it many times. I don't like the way they trades. I think it has very low volume. And again, I'm just going to stay away from it, Peter.
Yeah. Lithium. What? Yeah, it's a mining company. Usually, whatever the news is on the mining companies, they're hard to trade. So I usually don't spend a lot of time watching them because for whatever reason, the market and active traders just don't jump into mining as they do the tech type stuff. So it's a tougher trade, and I just don't waste my time. There's too many other good things to watch.
Yeah, I think so too. And a QXO, what is that? QXO? QXO, we are down 7.2, 1.8 million shares traded. I don't think we ever talked about this ticker before. What do they do? QXO.
QXO Inc. They had a secondary offering.
That's not good.
Blah blah blah. They also released preliminary Q4 results. What does they do? It's industrial distribution. What the heck do they do? Residential roofing, commercial roofing, siding, and waterproofing. Okay. If you're track delivery. So I guess they've got a big like a payment and an app to manage contractor orders and stuff. They're half tech, half building company. Looks like they sell building materials. They also manage building construction projects and provide an app for contractors. Interesting. Anybody here in heavy construction and know QXO? They sounds like they should be known, but I don't know them. Anyways, tradable? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it, Carlos.
Sitting on the New York Stock Exchange as well, so that price action is a little bit weird. Moving right along here. VST this morning. Let's take a look here. We are down 5.8. 424,000 shares traded. You can see the drop here coming this morning. We had this on the list not so long ago, I believe. I remember the ticker name. I don't remember when, but we had it on our list either this week or last week. Nevertheless, in play today, Peter, 400 something thousand shares traded there. Float on this one is massive. Pre-market action looks very attractive. I just don't know how well they're going to trade. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, we did have them because you could tell here too. We had a gap up. Sell-off gap probably was on last week. And you could tell it had a lot of volume. I mean, compared to what they normally do, 14 million. So might have been on that day. But yeah, this intraday action is not ideal. Just looking at some of the days here. Actually, yesterday was not bad. That's good. But the other days don't look awesome at all. So it's a hit or miss, Peter. I don't know. And even with that, even though he did this move, you could tell the volume is a little bit lighter. When you're getting 131,000 per 5 minute. That price action is very difficult to predict. You're not going to get good level 2 information. Just a lot that's going to be off that are not going to help me make the best decision with the indicators I'm looking at. So for that reason, I'm out. How about you, Peter?
For that, just like a good Dragon's Den participant, or Shark Tank.
What? Dragon's Den? What's that?
That's the Canadian version of the Shark Tank.
I had no idea. All right. Yeah. Let's look that up.
Sorry, I went to the Canadian one. It's anyways, he's out. Yeah, VST. I don't see anything interesting there. They're a power producer, Vistra Corp. You're right. They've been on the list occasionally, but they're all scrambling. It looks like to be the premier solution or energy provider for data centers. So again, I don't know how long this is going to last. I mean, you know, it's we can't become an entire, you know, North America can't just become a continent full of data centers. But it seems like everybody's scrambling to provide data center power, build data centers, manage data centers. You know, all you have to do is make some announcement that you're doing something in the field, and your stock can get a little bit of a pump.
All right. Yeah, pre-market action looks great. I just don't know how it's going to trade. You know what? Secondary, I don't think we're going to get much out of it. So in the secondary list for now, I would like to see how it does, because that pre-market continues to look very, very nice, the way it's dropping here. Continuing, friends, a couple of more, and maybe we'll stop after this one. Okay, there it is. We got some silver mining companies making their way over here. So not really focused on day trading those. So I'm just going to skip on these two here, friends. I'm not really interested in it. Peter, if you want, you could bring those up if you want to talk about silver. But let's go MOS, and this looks horrible too. This looks garbage to me, MOS. So yeah, I'm not liking that at all. Very light volume, down 4.5. Yeah, that's not going to meet my criteria here either. Peter, let's go to you, man. Anything you like off this list? This gap down list, not as interesting as the stuff on the gap up, for sure.
Yeah, and no, I don't really like anything on the gap down list. I noticed the Chinese stocks are all gapping down a little bit today. Remember, we were looking at BABA, and it actually moved. It did something interesting yesterday at the open. A little bit short-lived, but it looked like it was going to be interesting. I you know, didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So, but it was, but it at least was doing something. Apple once again continues to always go in the opposite direction of the market. It's very interesting to me. Unfortunately, it's not very tradable, especially near the open. Especially near the open. Like, again, just look at a 5-minute chart from yesterday. You could see that open was absolutely horrific. But what's interesting is that if the market is going up, Apple's going down, and vice versa, generally. But it doesn't make it easy in the process. Yeah, look at that. So imagine trying to trade that anytime in the opening hour. So
yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, that could have been so difficult. But again, it made moves later in the day. But it's always interesting that at this point in the day, it always seems to be the opposite of what the rest of the market is doing. So I don't know what it means, and I don't know what to do with it, but it's observable. Other than that, Carlos, yeah, I think we're gonna have to watch our scanners and just see what's moving today. I mean, yesterday there was actually some good moves from a couple of different of the sort of mainstay stocks we don't often watch. I know people are looking at Google, which had made some moves. Amazon made some surprisingly wide range moves. You know, when it doesn't often go anywhere, and PLTR was a little wacky, but it was. It was bouncing all over the place yesterday. I know we were talking about this because, again, look at that daily. Look at it. It loves to sort of recently close where it opens, but in the process, it's just bouncing all over the place. And yesterday, it more or less did that. It sort of closed where it opened. But yeah, it's you know, so like you've got to be sort of a range trader. If you do like those and you're willing to sort of trade ranges, then it could be awesome for you. But most of us here, Carlos, aren't range traders, right? We're looking for a move that you can take advantage of, and up or down, we're looking for a directional move, and PLTR has not been the one to give you that. So, yeah, I think some of the stuff we talked about earlier is what I'm going to stick with. My good old mainstays in the semiconductor sector, Tesla, of course, and yeah, maybe we'll watch space. See what it does.
Yeah, man, my Nvidia primary is looking very lonely over there in that list. We got to add some stuff to that. All right, let's see what we can get from you guys this morning. So we'll hop into chat and see what our friends are looking at here. Let's start here with our chat room, and then we'll work our way into X and YouTube. So let's start. What do you guys like this morning over here? Riot. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, we got some volume. 2.1 million shares traded. Oh, just started to get going here. Very nice. What's the news? 9 a.m. something came out, popped up $1, maybe $2. Looks like about 1 and change. And then here we're looking to go higher. That's very nice. Up 8.2 right now, and rocking daily as well, hitting 1821. I had that level here. I don't know what that level is, but is almost close to the pre-market high. Also daily level from back then. Interesting. We'll give it a little bit to develop here and see where it goes, but I am going to add it to my list. Looks very, very active. Is it individual news, or do we have the whole sector moving as well? Who's driving this?
Well, Bitcoin prices did move up yesterday. We've been talking about them, and I said I won't get too excited until they get over 100,000. But they tried yesterday. They got up to about 98.5. Back down to 95, so about the same spot right now as they were yesterday morning at this time. But in the interim, they did pop a little bit, so that could bring a little bit of interest. Maybe it'll be a good weekend. Remember, long weekend, right? Markets closed on Monday. That gives Bitcoin and crypto, the stuff that trades 24 hours, a little bit more time to make some moves. So we'll have to see what happens.
All right. All right. Let's add to the list and see what we get from there. What else, friends? What do you got? So thank you for bringing that one up. Riot doing some stuff here. CoreWeave. I did look at CoreWeave. How do we feel about it? Let me see. CoreWeave. Let's take a look. It's starting to move here a little bit. Again, it's a hit or miss. Yeah.
Riot did sign a deal with AMD, so they actually have some business news as well, Carlos. So maybe it's good to put it on.
Okay. Good. That's good for them.
A data center lease with AMD at their Rockdale, Texas site.
Data centers, man. That is so. I don't watch where's the Death Star from? Somebody in chat mentioned that the name of Dragon's Den is a planet in some show that is just full of data centers. Is that correct? Do I have that right, friends? Well, what are we doing here? If that's the case, it's like they predicted the future, because we're going to get to the point where we might need to have a planet just full of data centers, right? Just to save space here on Earth. That's Star Wars. Okay, so that is a thing. They're predicting the future, man, because I see that coming. Why not? Why waste the space here? Throw it out into space, get all the data centers up there, and have them do all that quantum stuff, right? So yeah, we'll see. All right. I'm not a big Star Wars or Star Trek. I never got into those. Peter, did you get into any of those two? Are you like which one?
Much more Star Trek than Star Wars. In fact, I'm reading. I happen to be reading Patrick Stewart's biography right now. Patrick Stewart is the classically trained Shakespearean actor who played Captain Jean-Luc Picard, of course, and Professor Xavier. But anyways, Jean-Luc Picard is what I know him for. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Gotta pull your shirt down when you say that.
Nice. Live long and prosper today. That's good.
Yeah. So anyways, much more a Trekkie than I was ever into Star Wars. And I think that's appropriate. But
we're gonna have to do a poll for that, Star Trek or Star Wars. I'll put that up a little bit later and see where that goes.
There's a definitely
can you love both, or is this one of those things where it's like, talking about like LeBron and Michael Jordan, or like, is that one of those things where
it's not that I don't like Star Wars, I just didn't like it as much as Star Trek. Even though Star Wars has more, I do like fantasy. I'm a lot, when I read sort of sci-fi or fantasy novels, and Star Wars was like it was like a space fantasy, right? Like they have magic. What is the Force other than magic? And they use swords, and like unnecessarily. But anyways, it's still entertaining.
Very nice. Very nice.
If you got space travel and lasers, why are you using a sword? It doesn't make any sense. But I suppose, based on how bad
it's dramatic,
shot,
man.
all of the
it's dramatic. It gets the people going.
Star Wars is just always entertaining to me in its ridiculousness. Like, the stormtroopers wore this supposed armor, but they could always be killed with one shot. And yet, so their armor apparently was pretty useless. You might as well not have worn it. And then, and they couldn't hit anything. So, yeah, their armor is plastic. But anyways,
there you go.
It's a sword.
Just look
Call
good.
it a lightsaber. But anyways, never mind. All right. Wait, I'm supposed to avoid conflict. Even amongst the geeks out there. Sorry.
Oh yeah. 2026 is conflict drama free, although the world is not allowing us to do that easily, Peter. It's throwing everything we can at it. Even my browser, every time I open up my browser, is like fighting against ICE. I'm like, do you know that it's not their fault. It's just doing their job. Like if you want to protest your local government and upwards. Like these guys are just doing their job. It's somebody's dad, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. Don't go after these guys, right? They're just doing their job. If you want to change the laws, do it the right way. But that's a whole different story. We have so crazy there. But yeah, don't leave our officers alone, man. It's not their fault. It's really not. They're just doing their job, man.
Yeah, getting into dangerous territory. Let's get back to stocks here.
Yeah, no, but it's true. For example, let's say if you're a garbage man, you're mad at the garbage man, but the garbage man has to now take a law. He cannot come in and pick up your garbage anymore from your driveway. Are you gonna go and scream at him? It's not his fault. You go scream at the company that made that law for him to come, that he can no longer come and get the garbage from the back of your house. Now you got to bring it to the front. I don't know, Peter, man.
It's anxious to refute your point here, Carlos. Let's move on.
We'll move on, baby. But it's man, I'll tell you. I don't
know. If you choose to do a job anyways, all right, never mind. Let's move on.
All right. We'll move on. All right, friends. Let's see here. Let's go to announcements. VeroTraders.com, friends. We had such a great webinar yesterday, as I mentioned before. If you missed it, the recording should be out. But man, it was awesome. 150 plus of you guys showed up last night for our beginners webinar. So really enjoy that. Great questions, great comments, and I will make sure that for those that email me for the presentation, I'll send it out to you by today. So if you want to copy the presentation, I can send it to you. Email me, carlos@VeroTraders.com, and I will send that over to you. All right, friends. Here is what's happening Friday. Peter's going to let you know how to do that and also how to join our community, which is bias-free of what kind of political stuff, no matter how me and Peter feel about things.
Yeah, and we don't have a lot of events that happen on Fridays. Normally, what we do is give a preview to anybody who's going to be joining the Peak Capital Bootcamp on Fridays. So Mike leads that. That happens at noon. You should have an invite. If you're already signed up for the bootcamp, one of the future ones, then you'll already have been told where to go. This happens in the Peak Capital Trading meeting room. You can you just click on the link either in your email or you just go to the portal, which you would have access to at Peak Capital Trading, and you will find the meeting rooms. Go to the Google meeting room. That's the one you want to go to. And you can attend that. This is really a way to get you ready for the boot camp upcoming. And it's never too early, right? The next boot camp, I mean, we just started the one that's currently 2 weeks underway. The next one won't be starting until May, but it's a good time to get started and get yourself focused on what you can do there. So if you're interested in doing that, then you want to join Mike today at noon. Or if you're just into this current camp, and you want another session because we haven't given you enough different sessions, then by all means, feel free to join there as well. Stuart, it's never too late to sign up for the boot camp. I mean, I'm not sure that I would advise signing up for the current camp. You've already missed 2 weeks plus the pre-work. You can if you want, but buyer beware, right? Like it's already tough enough to keep up because we give a ton of work in that camp because there's just so much to share and to help get people on their journey in the 3 months that showing up 2 weeks late could just feel like too much pressure. But if you're interested, go check it out. If you really want to, you can either email me or Mike. It's our first name at peakcapitaltrading.com. Go check out the website at Peak Capital Trading. It'll show you what the bootcamp's all about and whether that's something that you want to give a shot to. Okay. All right. Carlos, with that, why don't we let's just jump into setting some levels here, and we can get ready for our live traders.
Yeah, and I only got two right now, my friends, Nvidia and Riot. No funded account yet, friends. Please don't start the funded account hashtags. We are nowhere near that, so just wait a little bit. All right, just two for today, Riot and Nvidia. We'll start here. High of the pre-market on Nvidia is going to be 189.28. Towards the top, we do have a level over at 191.36 and then over at 195.55. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. And we do have this area here that I do want to mark down the low of the pre-market, 187.97. Once you do that, I think you are set. Let's go to Riot. Riot's, again, moving. I don't know how much juice it has left on here, but I do have the high of we'll move this down, 119. Is the high of the pre-market on Riot, and then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days towards the bottom here. Outside of this range, towards the bottom, we do have 1582. And then above that, 1911. Looks like we had that from before. Sounds like a name of a porch or something there. 1911 up there. So after that, we are all set, my friends. We'll leave it to the chat. We're running a little bit behind. Oh, Peter, I got a great Porsche commercial that I got to send you that goes well with the story that you shared here one time. I'll send it to you right after. Oh, it's an amazing Porsche commercial. And you did this because you revved your Porsche to a kid. And I don't know if you ever saw this commercial, but it's US commercial. It is real nice. I'm going to send it to you. All right. I see Brian.
Probably
and,
have, but I'll be interested to see it. Is it with the kid that says, I'll see you in 25 years?
Yes. Oh, you seen it?
That one, yeah.
Oh, man. I never seen that one. I saw it and I was like, oh, man, that is good. Yeah, I never seen that commercial. That was good. All right, friends. We are all set in chat. Have a great trading day. And we'll see you guys a little bit later.
All right. Take care, everybody. Trade smart.
All right, let's get things flipped over here. Let's see.
All right, guys. Looks like our mods in the chat room have a regular smattering of things that we're looking at, from ASTS to some MSTR interesting, AMD. We've got CoreWeave on Brian's list. He's also looking at Tesla. Andrew's got a big list. He's actually watching SNDK, Vero, not one we looked at, VERO, Micron, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. So a lot of he's got a bunch of semiconductors on there. What's Vero? That's not one that we were looking at, but in any event, let's get ready here. Carlos and I are going to hopefully find something amazing, I guess, to trade. Keep quoting that line. Name that movie. You guys probably know by now. I've used that quote too many times.
I can't find a way to mute Andrew. He's much louder. I can't even hear you. I don't know where's this sound coming from.
I don't know. He's not very loud to me.
Oh, no. I had two browsers open. No, it's on my end. I had two browsers open. So I muted one. I'm like, where is this still going? But I got it now. Okay. All right.
And good. Dunglish and Nathan, both bonus points for you. That is absolutely The Incredibles, of course. It's easy reference there. I hope people can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
No, you're good. You're good. No, it was just me. I couldn't hear you because Andrew's voice was so overtowering, so I couldn't even hear you. But only on my headphones, not on you guys.
Well, you're not the only one. Other people said they couldn't hear me for a period of time. At least Robowski did. Okay, I gotta switch over my platform. We got a minute and a half here. Oh my goodness, the open is coming up fast on me. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Friends, now you should be able to hear Peter and myself. I'm going to type in here if you can. It should be good now.
I can hear Carlos, that's for sure. Oh, and I can hear my own voice. All right, so we're both on YouTube, so that's good.
Okay. Awesome.
Got to flip open the Atlas.
Yeah, friends, it is Friday. It's a long weekend Friday, so we are off on Monday.
Yeah.
So again, as usual on Fridays, guys, trade safe. Discipline today is key. You want to go into the weekend knowing that you traded well, especially for me. And it's funny, days like this when I have something planned early on, I don't trade very well, so I'm gonna be very, very patient. I'm gonna even take a trade today because I feel the pressure to get done quickly. So I want to be very, very careful today. Because
see.
Yeah,
talking about that. I was talking about that at boot camp. That was one of the things that I actually had to overcome.
It gets me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it took me a while to figure out that cause and effect because I didn't realize that I was rushing my trading early on. Because I mean, like even if I had a meeting at like 2:00 in the afternoon, I would rush my trading at the open, even if it had no, it was no bearing on it. But at the back of my mind, that's what I was doing. Okay, guys. Anyways, the open's about to come in 5 seconds. I'm watching Nvidia and Tesla like promised. I'm going to keep an eye on some of these others. Here we go.
All right, there's the bell. All right, friends. Here we go. Oh.
Okay, come on. There we go. Tesla.
I'm looking at my secondary list here. Wow, MU's rocking, friends. Look at it go. AMD is going the other way. ASTS. ASTS is in play today, looking very, very nice. Riots. Nvidia. Looking at my popcorn tickers, I got high roller on here. Let's see what it does today. This thing hit 33 the other day. It was just, it's been in crazy. Not looking to trade, just entertainment purposes. It is not something I look to trade here.
I should have taken that. Oh, maybe not.
Wow, I missed a lot of messages here. I love boot camp. It took 2 years and it will never give it back. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Good, man. Yeah, boot camp is legit, guys. It's really, really good.
I was short biased on Tesla here at the open. But it popped up a lot farther than expected. I was looking at a short at 442, but I thought, I don't know, like it's not my strategy. It doesn't seem wise. Maybe it was a good idea that I hadn't. It's now hanging around that area. I don't know. I don't know what to. I'm still short biased on Tesla. Nvidia popped up and is coming back. The market. What's the market gonna do here?
Nvidia looks like a good engulfing 1 minute engulfing short. Right below the VWAP. But tech's been so strong. Like I'm concerned shorting tech stocks. I'll be honest, because they've been so strong. Like it's like you get short and they could just rip your face off. So I'm always like being very careful shorting these tickers, man. It feels easier to go long, that's for sure.
Andrew's long Tesla, so I might not want to go against. I still am short bias on Tesla, but I'm very uncertain about it and not about to take a risk. So
yeah. Tesla, looks like it's going the other way. Might be a 1 minute.
You know, if I don't have a really strong setup right at the open, then I have to be reasonable here. And
I'm doing it. 1 minute.
Nvidia. I'm also short biased.
Yeah, I'm short biased too. I'm actually short Nvidia. Let's see. 1 minute golfing.
Did you just say it's hard to?
I did. But look at the selling pressure, man. The selling pressure here is beautiful. It's just incredible. I know. It is short, not impossible, but it is. I'm sorry, it is hard, but not impossible. But it is hard to short these stocks, man. They're just so strong. Every little thing there, I want to jump up and do something here. So let's see. See if we get a drop to at least 188.53. Our stop is 189.27. We can always stop out and get back in. See, there it is. Going to stop me out.
I did get short on Nvidia. I got out very aggressively at break even when it didn't break down immediately. So
I'm out, but I might get back in. I just don't want to. I don't want to risk being here and getting stopped out at 189.70. See, there it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go short again, guys. I know I am. If it can stay weak.
Are you forcing this thing?
Maybe. I'm telling you, I should not be trading today.
Yeah, you also said that right at the open,
I know.
Right?
I did.
So you're going against everything that you said.
I'm going everything that I said. I gotta pack. I gotta do so much crap. Yes, I'm going everything. I'm
trying to be your accountability partner here, and we'll see.
It's been a great week. I don't want to mess it up today.
Even if this trade on Nvidia works, I'm not sure you should be too proud of it. We'll see what happens. But
no, I'm out of it. I'm out of it.
Oh, you're out again? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It was a tight stop. Yeah, because I want it to happen right away, and if it goes above this, I don't want to risk 89.70 if it's going to be a long, so I don't want to do that.
Oh, I thought you got back in.
No. I say no. If it becomes weaker, then I'll get back in. Oh, no, not yet.
I see. Oh, okay.
No, not yet for sure.
Oh, look at that. And Andrew, of course, got the move higher on Tesla. Of course he did. It's Andrew.
Mm-hmm. Look at Rye, 5-minute ORB.
He's long Nvidia as well. So Andrew's always going to be on the right side of history on these, as he likes to say.
The right side of
Maybe
history.
not in some of his views, but certainly in his trading.
MUVST on my secondary list. What else? I feel like I'm missing some tickers on my primary list. I did add Tesla. Didn't have it on the list before, but I did add it here. VRVO. Yeah, Chris, we had for this year alone, man. This year has treated us very, very well. So there's no need to force it today. Like I can go a day without trading. So far 2026, again, it's only a couple of days, but it's been awesome. Like even on bad days, we traded TSM, we traded trip.com. Like we never trade these tickers for for a win, and we had like never.
That's a royal we. Carlos
Yes.
traded trip.com.
Okay, yes, I traded. And I'm so used to saying we, but yes, I.
That's all right.
Yeah. It's
I mean, not that I'm trying to distance myself from it. I'm just, I wasn't that bold.
Yes,
So
I got you.
I
I
got to
got
give
you.
you credit for it. And it worked out. It was a good trade.
Yeah.
It was a
Trip.com
painful,
was
in
a
the
painful
process.
trade. Yeah, was it
Yeah.
Trip.com? I think that one took like forever. Wow, look at Nvidia, guys. Actually, I'm so glad. And
Yeah.
this is why you have to get out of your trades with your stops. So I had a tight stop on this one. You guys know normally I like to have a longer stop, 27 cents. I said, hey, if we don't stay below this one, we're out. We're out. And look, that's the reason.
Yep.
Save that capital. Very, very important. Became a great long though.
Just to share, you guys, here, where's my trade?
ASTS doing some
Same
stuff.
thing. Carlos, I think you and I were in at roughly the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was even more aggressive on my exit. I got out at
Oh yeah, you got it on the same minute.
break
Yeah,
even when it didn't drop immediately, because I wanted to see an immediate drop. I was in.
Same.
It lasted longer than it looks here on the chart, because it was most of the minute, because it opened and then went short immediately, and then was down. And anyways, but I'm just as happy that I got out, because clearly we were wrong. We were directionally incorrect.
Peter, why do you trade against Andrew? That's not true.
Well, I mean, in my defense, I think I was. Oh no, I was gonna say I was in it before Andrew was, but that's not true. He actually went long before I did, because I wasn't watching Andrew. I was looking for my own trade setup, and I thought it dropped below VWAP, it looking weak in the moment, so I thought I'd give a quick poke at it. But when it didn't work out, I was very quick to abandon the position. So yeah, it wasn't really an intentional. I'm gonna do something that Andrew's not.
No, of course. If you just think about it. If you want to do the opposite of somebody else, find somebody that's not doing well, and do the opposite of that person. Don't find someone that's like the top trader, 1% retail trader in the world, and do the opposite he does. It's not going to turn out well.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Yeah, he's not a good choice for someone you're going to try and do the opposite of.
Oh no way. Mr. David, you got 170 views on X. I don't know how to track how many people are live on X. Like this doesn't say. Like on YouTube, we quickly look down here. We have 1,600. 1,062. So you quickly tell 14 likes, right? So we're very low on likes today. But as far as X, I can't tell. There's no likes. There's no hearts. There's no nothing. It's just like we're here talking into space, like a black hole. So I don't know. Don't know what's happening. And it's the same three people talking, right? David, Uncle D trades. We got GP Trader. Should be in chat. She always is. But it's very weird.
Nvidia and Tesla got the move higher. Look at that. So once again, Andrew is right. And I'm just watching from the sidelines here.
Same here, my friends. Watching from the sidelines and just seeing what is next, but not seeing anything I love.
ASTS popped up. Did a VWAP pullback, Carlos. Now it's gunning off that VWAP, actually. almost a $2 move.
Mention politics on X. If I mention politics, it'll probably get going. We could probably spark it out. Let me see. Any politicians here? Any political views?
Let's not. Oh, there's always political views somewhere.
Any political views you want to share?
Don't cause problems. Let's. All right, what else we got? Micron, like you mentioned, did a move off the open, and this is more of a VWAP bounce. Look at that. That's a $6 move off of VWAP. That's interesting. On Micron, AMD, on the other hand, sort of went the other way. It was the short one.
She didn't take the bite. She's very smart. She's like, I have a political view, but I'm not gonna open my mouth.
Can you please share your stop to break even hotkey?
Very
script?
nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Hold on. I'm happy to share my script. I need you to know that any script only works on a very specific platform. So, Andrew D, here it comes. There's the script for my stop to break even. Know that that's only going to work if you're trading on the DAS Trader Pro platform using interactive brokers. It might work in the simulator, but sometimes the syntax needs to change slightly for it to work. What that script will do is it'll cancel all existing orders that you have outstanding and move a stop order to your current break-even price for the number of shares you have open. So, and it works whether you're long or short. So,
all right, friends.
It just takes the opposite side. It'll take the opposite side of whatever trade you're in for the same number of shares that you've got open. So, hopefully that's what you were looking for. I always want to be very specific because, if you start running a script and it's not what you're expecting, you can get a rude surprise, right? When you're like, well, I don't know what's happening. What is this thing doing? And the syntax I find arcane. For anybody that's done programming, you look at the syntax on the DOS Trader system, it is just weird. They reuse variables. I mean, this system has been developed over the course of decades, so it's a little bit of a hodgepodge of.
It's not made by traders. That's for sure. The programs are excellent, but they're not traders. Even the terminology is like, this means what? That's not that. It's this. But
that's
usually what happens.
Developed by different people over time.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Even with companies, like even with operations system, same thing. Yeah,
that's true. But if you go through the DAS menus, like there's some boxes where it says, click this box to select the item. In others, it'll say, click this box to deselect the item. It's like, well, like have some consistency. Like if I click the box, do I turn it on or am I turning it off? But it's not. Like some of them, you click the box to turn the thing off. Some you click it to turn it on. So it's
what a horrible fail. My goodness. I don't think the price was even there where I got filled. I went along VST for the VWAP breakout. I don't think the price was even there when I got filled. Mr. Interactive Broker is acting funny.
It's like at the VST. Let's check out VST here. It's got a pretty high spread, Carlos. So.
I didn't. That's probably why I didn't. That's probably why I got such a bad feel. I mean, it was horrible, man. So let's see. Same as trip yesterday. The trip trade, I didn't take a whole lot of shares on this one because my stop has to be unfortunately like $1 and change, almost $2. So mindful of your share size. Be very, very careful. Make sure you risk the same amount and nothing more. So you could trade stocks they have to give $1 to plus. Just reduce the share size so you're risking the same amount as you would on a stock that has to be 50 cents.
I see another question here. You use DAS and IB. I'll take your profit stop break even triggers. Okay. Do you use equalized risk per trade script when entering? So yes, I do. I have a script that I use. Now at the open, I take a lower size, so I manually enter it. But all my trade book trades, all the ones that I take midday, right, which are structured. Yes, I use my equalized risk, which means I actually click on the chart to identify my stop, and then I hit the button to buy or short, whichever, depending whether I'm going long or short, and then it'll calculate how many shares can I get at my stated risk, leveraging the stop that I demand or that I'm looking for. So the stop really dictates how many shares I get, right? Because that's my most important measure. So, I like that because it means that you have to know where you're planning to stop before you can enter the trade. I've got to figure that out. To me, that's a core part of my trading decision model, and I think it's something that people should take seriously because it's all too easy if you're, especially when you're starting, to say, oh, I'll stop when it gets here, and it gets there, and you're like, oh, I'll give it another few cents. And then you're there and you're like, well, I'm here now. I'll just give it a few more cents. And you're like, no, I think it's going to reverse. Before you know it, you're 2, 3, 4, 10 times what you were planning to risk. And then you finally have to just get out in frustration, or the pain becomes too great. And that's never a good feeling, right? That's what we talk about on Fridays, right, Carlos? Now, you don't want to go into the weekend knowing you broke your rules and traded poorly. And that's a good example of the trouble people get into when they break the rules.
Yeah, I agree, man. Ham, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in chat in a long time. You usually have some good questions you ask, but good to see you. So your comment is your VWAP at VST is at a different location than trading view. Could just be the volume part of it, or if you're including pre-market or not. That could change. So it might just be slightly different, which is okay. So for example, like let me add the other VWAP. So I want to show you guys something here actually. How do I do this? Remind me, it's a study. Yes, it's here. So let me add another VWAP, and I'll do the different one. Actually, I think Paris does this. He has both VWAPs on the chart. So let's do both. Actually, let me change the.
Yeah, I only use one myself, but
he has the pre-market and without the pre-market. So let's make the without the pre-market. Let's make it a different color that you can see. Let's do this purple here, thick line. Too.
I don't find it worthwhile to put both. I mean, unless you're trading in the first 3 or 4 minutes, because after the first 5 minutes or so, they even out because the volume.
Yeah. You could even see it too here. Yeah. You can see it too as they're getting closer and closer, right? So I'm using this one here. That's how I did the breakout. And if you use this one, can you do a breakout here? Yeah, but my VWAP breakout works best on this one. And this is with the pre-market data actually, right? Which again, doesn't really make a difference, but that's the way I use it, right? That's the way, when I downloaded it from Andrew years ago, the way it was, that's the way I kept it. That's the way I trained. That's the way I traded, right? So.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that much variance in it. Just flip the chart to like an Nvidia or a Tesla or something.
It's probably because of the volume, Peter.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. Yeah. See, like something like this is gonna be much tighter because the amount of volume you're trading. Oh, speaking of, right. AMD VWAP, I'm in VST long already, but look at AMD, which is a much better trade than VST, breaking through the VWAP now.
ASTS. Continuing to move higher.
Yeah. ASTS. Wow. My goodness. 2026 is our year, Peter. We are going to become, maybe not millionaires, but we're going to become something. Something more than something of last year. I'm telling you, man, this is great trading we're getting. Now, I don't know if it's the stock market is better, or are we getting better on experience? Like, what's happening?
Being a millionaire is not. Anyways, I have this argument with my wife all the time.
In trading. So, net worth is a whole different story. It's nothing. Okay. Everybody could be a millionaire just by their house and alone, in your 401k. So that's not a big deal. But I'm talking about in trading. Trading, right? That's a whole different ball game.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, $1 million is not a.
She's always like, I want to be a millionaire.
It's nothing now.
Like, you are a millionaire. What are you talking about?
Want to sell the stuff?
Like, no, not that. I think she wants to like her vision of a millionaire is you literally have suitcases of money sitting around, or you've got a Scrooge McDuck vault where you can go and just dive into it and swim around in it or something.
She wants like the what is it? The duck, Donald Duck? No, Doug Scrooge. What's the guy's
Scrooge
name?
McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, yeah,
Scrooge
yeah. There you go.
McDuck. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the year, friends. And if you guys are starting out, it just takes time. Just be patient with the process. I know we're talking money, which don't like to talk money because um, what happens with this business is people join sometimes when they're desperate
Yeah.
for money or are too hungry for the money and just looking at that and not the process, right? Like, yeah, you're seeing this trade work out and you're seeing us take a partial here at 171 if we can. But you know the hours I put in looking at these charts
Right.
and Peter and Andrew, and if you just join now and say, oh, this is easy. No, it's not quite that easy. It takes time, but you can do it. Just be very patient with the process and don't let the FOMO of what other
Yeah.
people are doing, like whether if they're sharing P&L or doing something, don't let that FOMO drive you insane because it did for me at one point. Now it doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to take it here, guys, because we're just like struggling at 171. So I'm going to take it here, and the spread is pretty bad. A little bit better now, but it gets pretty bad. So I'm just going to take it here.
Wow.
And now you're going to move. That's all right.
Wow. Mojito, you point out PLTR. That's actually a very nice VWAP breakdown.
Mm.
I like the look at that. I wish I was not watching it at all. It's shame on me. The ASTS is a great one to the long side. Came back, retested the VWAP, bounced and went higher. What does it look like in a 5-minute chart? Yeah, it still looks good on a 5-minute chart. But PLTR, that's a beautiful one to the downside. What do you think, Carlos?
The view at breakdown here
Yeah.
on POTR. Yeah, that's clean. That's
It's a
clean,
little
man.
harder on a 5-minute chart because it didn't set up all that well in a 5-minute. Like it didn't have an engulfing or
It
anything.
didn't have
But
the
on a
nice clean
1-minute chart,
engulfing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't all that clean on a 5. So
I would have been concerned though. Actually no. If I would have entered here, my stop would have been. You guys know VWAP, so I probably would have survived. I would not have been happy, but I probably would have survived this here. But if you guys stepped out, you guys know that we can get back in. So we probably would have jumped in here again. I want to say probably, but because we've done that move before, and you guys seen me do that move. But again, it's not 100% sure. But yeah, it's a clean, beautiful drop here, guys. It really is.
And guys, what Carlos just said is really important, right? When I asked him to look at the chart, and I don't want to like beat this horse too much, but think about what he said. If not, go back and rewind what he said. It's very important. This is what I find mature traders do. Because it's one thing to look at a chart and say, oh, look at that move, right? If I just got in here, I could have taken this move. It's a different thing to always look at a chart with an eye to say, could I have taken it? Like if I had been watching it, would I have actually taken it? And
Mm-hmm.
and I find that's a much more important skill, and it allows you to be a little more honest with yourself about would I have the opportunity to take this trade if and when I see it set up the next time, because you can beat yourself up, all day about stocks or charts that look fantastic, right? Look at the move I missed. But it doesn't mean anything if there was no opportunity, if you never would have been able to take it anyways. So always keep that in mind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Did it have the parameters you need? Would it have the setup, the criteria that would have allowed you to take the trade following a set of rules? And that's a very different way to look at a chart and much more valuable in the long run. And I found, for me anyways, it took me years to get to that point where I can actually look at a chart. And like people ask me all the time, Peter, look at this mountain pass. What about this as a mountain pass? And probably 2/3 of them, if not more, I reject them. Like, no, not a mountain pass for me. Here's why and why. Even though, on the chart, it looks like you could have made all this money. All you had to do is get in here and take it. But when I look at it, I'm like, would it have given me the criteria? And most of the time, it wouldn't do it. Does that mean I
Mm-hmm.
miss opportunities? Absolutely. But it also means I stay out of trouble, right? I don't take a lot of bad trades on those setups because I've got a very fixed set of rules. And you have to acknowledge there's always a downside, right? There's always the other side of the coin. So, anyways, food for thought. Hopefully that made sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Wow, super micro. Any news, man? This is flying off the shelf here. VST pulling back a little bit here, but look at this.
This
Wow.
that stock is
It's
one
incredible.
that it just makes me laugh. This company because it's such a
Yeah. See, but this move comes really out
they're
of
expecting some
nowhere.
more orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do think that they're going to get a boost in their AI server configuration orders. but they didn't provide any actual pipeline data to back that up. So
Mm.
it seems to be. I don't see any specific news on SMCI. SMCI to me is just a crazy company. If you just look into the management and how it's structured, it's just a wacky company to me that it's as profitable as it is.
Yep. Yep. But again, this is where I do not have a strategy, guys. Like when something goes off like this, I don't know how to join that, right? A lot of my trades are near the VWAP, right? So we're coming back here a little bit on VST, excuse me. A lot of my trades are near the VWAP, so it's hard for me to join something like that. Like that continuation, this thing can continue to go higher. I mean, I'm talking about SMCI. How do you join here on a pullback? Like I'm just not comfortable going long here. Like to me, I'll be looking for an opportunity to short this on a reversal or something. So, but you know, it's definitely pushing higher. All right, so VST is coming back down. I might get out even earlier than my break even just because of the spread. Because the spread's about 20 cents, so I could expect some slippage. So let's see if we can hold. If we can hold on to this 9, we spoke about these levels, right? The 9 and the 20 yesterday. If we can hold on to the 20 is just slightly above my entry. That'll be nice. If we lose the 20, most likely we're heading lower. Yeah, see here.
SNDK is dropping. People pointed this out. ASTS still going higher.
Up 18%.
I was
looking
right.
at another
right that this
chart
is
here.
Be
yeah,
a stock in play. Man, Carlos,
this wild,
I'm
man.
upset. I failed to watch this. I was busy watching Tesla and Nvidia. I should have been watching ASTS a little bit more. Is anybody in that? Please tell me somebody out there is long on this and is loving life right now.
Reaping the benefits.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, I think it's a great move. But
I'm gonna bail on this thing, so I might get all out on VST. Let's see here. Volume is just dead now.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, dark G. Excellent. Well done then. You're short on what? Adobe? What is Adobe doing?
I'm getting so many ads for Adobe, man. They're like flooding. They really have like some kind of promo going, man. They're pushing their Premiere Pro and all this other stuff. All this creator stuff, like
Adobe's a low volume.
Yeah.
It's interesting you're short that one. I mean, obviously it's working well. They only have 1.2 million shares traded today, so it's a little lower volume than I would normally look at. But hey, yeah, Adobe's desperate. Kian K, you entered ASTS at 110. Really? Nice. Exited at 116 too early. Well, hey, still you got a $6 move. That's $6 more than I got. So give yourself some credit for that. And you know, hey, if $6 is your target for whatever reason, right? You had a daily level, it met your profit goal. Like if that was the rule you set for yourself, then don't beat yourself up the fact that it went up a little bit more. Who cares? You got your move. That's what you were looking to do. You did it.
All right. Awesome, guys.
Target. Cool. Shockingly bad. Well, shockingly bad. You had a shockingly good trade. You have to change your name.
All right, very good.
Nvidia's back below VWAP here.
Yep. What the aim? So someone asked this question earlier. So I didn't miss it, just couldn't answer right away. But here's the breakout. So we're asking, hey, it broke VWAP and it kept going. Would I take that trade? No, I wouldn't take this trade. Not as a VWAP strategy like the one we like to see. The breakout, the pullback, and then the confirmation. Right, 3 candles: breakout, pullback, and then the confirmation candle. And all these 3 points, and again, I got a whole webinar on this. All these 3 points can be several candles. It doesn't have to be one candle. Like the pullback can be 2 candles. The confirmation can be a set of two candles going long or more. But sometimes you do get them just 1, 2, 3. Carlos? Oh yeah, I'm out of that. Okay, earlier.
Okay. Just making sure. Good.
Yeah, it's just didn't hold the 20 here, and it's just just dropped. So I'm glad I did look at this. Probably gonna go lower. Volume instead
that's what
on
I was
it.
asking because I saw it spike down to the VWAP. I wanted to make sure you weren't still in that.
Everything's going down. It's yeah, that explains it. Mr. Spy is putting pressure on everything. So do we have anything that's, what do we have here that we can join this party on? Tesla. Everything seems to be heading. Look at AST, big drop on it now. Yeah, Spy's putting pressure on a couple of things here as things are dropping. See what we can get. So we're opening up. We're being investigated by the giveaway committee for the last win yesterday.
What?
So they're opening up an investigation because we. You weren't here. Oh. So I remember I talked about, hey, this one guy showed up, Bright Life for Kids. Oh, this guy showed up asking for like a 10 something. Guess who won yesterday?
Oh no,
dude, I don't know how that happened. He won. I'm like, we were all in the chat like, how did that just happen? There's no way that happened. It's a little fishy, man. It's a little fishy. We're investigation is open. We have to check what's happening.
All right. Okay.
Oh man.
Well.
So I started.
Shows, Carlos. We got to keep varying the time. Then we got to go. Let's do it right now.
I'm telling you, we have to switch it up. Now? Yeah, we can do it right now. We can do it whenever you want.
Do it.
Absolutely.
People are here. Let's make it happen.
How many likes we got? Do we have? Oh, we don't have over 400 likes. I don't think we could do it. I have at least 400 likes. Let's see. Okay. 400 likes. Here. How many we have? 303.
Give us a hand. Let's get this.
Let's see. We get 400.
You guys are
we'll
here.
Do it.
You're here. You're paying attention right now. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Don't give the hashtag yet. We need the likes first.
It's not on. It's not even on yet.
Let's make it happen. Yeah.
It's not even.
Then we'll let you know
yet.
because you guys deserve it. We don't want all those hanger-oners, right, that show up later. Don't do the hashtag yet. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it won't do anything.
Hit the likes. We're getting closer. We need everybody to hit the button if you're paying attention. I see the numbers going up. That's good. Appreciate that.
It's happening.
Don't hashtag
352.
Don't hashtag yet.
It's okay. I'll change the hashtag tag. So we'll do something different. Switch it up a little bit. Keep you on your toes. I'll announce it in a second.
Don't hashtag. Yeah, there you go, Duong. Hashtag don't do it yet. Anyway,
it's great. A lot of people that email the code to, right? And me and Andrew will email the codes. A lot of people are actually in their funded account. Like they have paid for their funded account. They've been doing their funded account. So if you paid for one, you can use this one after you're done with the one you paid. So that's okay too.
Okay, well, Nvidia got a drop below VWAP. It's bouncing back right now. ASTS also hit a high at 120, pretty much right on the whole dollar, and then got a $4 drop. It's also bouncing back. And Carlos, you made a good choice on VST when it didn't continue with the move you were hoping.
Yeah, look at this, man.
Now below VWAP. So
yeah.
There we go. And of course, look at Apple. Apple is either leading the way today or is just doing its thing as usual. It was super choppy right at the open, and then it said, "Let's go short," and then the rest of the market said, "Okay, we'll do that too."
I hate when I like the market dropping like this, right? But now the problem is, as it's pulling up, everything pulls up, and then we're just at the mercy of what the overall thing is doing on some of the moves now, right? If you look at MU, if you look at some other ones, if the market starts to drop like it is now, look at MU reacting. So it is. I like to trade with the market, but it's very difficult when they start trending like this, and then they find a spot where they're gonna stop, and now you don't know what's next. So I find it very difficult in this type of situations. But let's see if we can find something here, because in that case, if I do get a VWAP setup, is the stock going to continue, or is the market going to decide, hey, we're going to drop lower, and then just kind of mess the whole thing up, right? So I'm just keep it cautious, right? Don't have to put a whole lot of weight into it, but keep cautious of it. Ocular, yeah, did well today. Sold off yesterday after that beautiful gap down, gap up, sold off. And today I see it breaking a little bit higher here. So, all right. Ben is waiting for a setup.
Well, ASTS back at 120. Getting volume here at the second test.
All right.
Carlos,
all right.
did we
25 more likes? And we're there, yeah.
Did we make it?
25 more.
We got close.
We're very close. Very, very close.
Ooh, there's some pickleball highlights. I was watching hockey last night. I don't know if there's any of my fellow Canadians there, or if you. I was watching women's hockey. It yikes. Women's hockey last night was they were playing in the Women's World Championships. It's the U18, but they were playing Finland, who they'd previously had a very strong game against, and this was the quarterfinals, and yike-a-rooney. Canada, I think the final score was 14-0.
14?
Yeah.
Are the goals still like 1 point for women's hockey?
Yeah. Yeah, it was not a great night for Finland. They
wow.
had a tough night. They had a tough night. It was a good night for the Canadians.
Did they have a goalie?
It was 12-0. Sorry.
Jeez.
But yeah, it was.
Didn't think that was possible in hockey. Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but.
Oh yeah, we got 400 likes. 402. Let's rock and roll. All right, we'll do it.
There you go. It's time.
Peter,
I
saw as I'm setting this up, and I'll get you guys the tag in a second. As I'm setting this up, I saw a video of like, I don't know, I don't know where team is from, but it was kids playing hockey. They're a little bit older, maybe like 8 or between 8 and 10. They seem very small, and then they all just go into this brawl and start fighting each other. And it's like, really? They let them fight that young? I didn't know that's how they get down. Have you guys seen that video? I don't know if it looked like a real video. Now you got to question everything. But it's like, I don't know if I feel about this. I know it's part of the game, but not at that age.
That seems a little young.
Seems a little much. It really does. All right, so let's try something, guys. So hear me out very, very carefully. We're going to turn this on. I want to see how it works.
Okay.
We are going to, before I give you what the hashtag is going to be, I erase it here. I'm going to put something else. I'm going to turn on remove spammers. So what that's going to do is, if you spam more than once, it's going to remove you. All right? So let's try it. Let's see if it works, if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, we don't do it next time. So if you do it more than once, it's going to remove you from the list. All right? So that means
only put the hashtag in once. One time.
Right. And I'm away a little bit. So, because I know some stream could be delayed. Right? I'm away a little bit.
It is yet. It's not.
I haven't told you what it is.
Funded.
It's not going to be hashtag funded. Something else. But.
No. That's not what it is. Don't do that. Oh, my goodness. Our directions are okay, Carlos. What's the hashtag? We better get it out there, people.
All right, so here it is. Crazy. Here's the hashtag is hashtag BBT. Do it once. You do it more than twice, you're gonna get removed. So
all right, hashtag BBT. There you go. Just
here
do
it is.
Once.
Okay, do it once.
Okay.
Don't get removed.
There you go. Now
people are
getting it.
There you go. We're getting it. Oh, there it is. Let me see. Can I get myself in here? We're Lambos and Garbage Truck members, so we could do it now. Hashtag
Yeah,
TVC.
I put it in. I wanted to.
You
I don't
did?
know if
Okay.
my name's gonna go.
Let me
there.
see if
Yeah,
my
why
name
not?
took. Carlos. Oh, I did. Yeah, I'm in there. There you go. Let me see if I do it twice. Does it really remove it? It probably does. All right, guys. Wow, that's the most we had in a while. 178. That's a lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
appreciate that. That's
All
good.
right,
It's
cool.
good. Shows people are paying attention.
If Bright Light Kids wins again, this is thing is we're not giving anything away. Something is wrong.
Oh,
we need to investigate.
You're excluding people already. Okay.
No, I don't. What happens is, oh yeah, it is. Look, if you spam, it is doing it. Oh, guys, please don't spam because look, it does take you off. I mean, these people are wrong user level anyway, so they're not Lambos and garbage trucks, so it won't include them. Only Lambos and garbage trucks are included, but it is working. Like you see that? Spam. Oh, see, don't spam, man. Right here.
Keyword spam. Keyword spam.
No.
You see it?
It actually does work. Okay.
Okay.
It does work. All right.
Well, we warned you.
Yeah, because I think that when you flood it like that, it messes up the whole thing. You know, it messes up the system. So you want to be careful.
You only need to do it once. All right.
Yeah.
We ready to go,
All right,
Carlos? Let's make it happen.
Let's run it.
Who's our winner for today?
3, 2, 1. David Field, 8813. Congratulations, my friends. You are the winner.
Congratulations, David.
Yeah. Nice, man. Funded account for you. Peter, we have our funded account open. We can trade in the funded account. It was reset yesterday. So we can start. Me and Peter are going to do a competition to see who's going to get the higher funded account between me and Peter.
I see different people claiming that they won, but I do see David Field.
No, David Field once. I don't see nobody else.
So there you go. Yeah. There you go. Our friend, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
David won. Email me. Everyone has been emailed their code. I did it early this morning, and except for Bright Light Kids, because we got the investigation going on for that. We got the federal investigation of giveaways. looking into that case. I'm so kidding. I'm gonna hook you up later today. Bright Lights. Angelo, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck. Good to have you. You can tell it's Friday. We're having a little bit of fun, but enjoy the videos, enjoy the emojis that you get here, and yeah, man, thank you for being part of the Lambo family. We can check. I can actually check. Let's see. VU. So yeah, good stuff, guys. I don't see anything else. Just waiting. Don't see anything else I love.
No. I'm just looking around here for something.
Let's see here. Let's see, what do we got? Friends Rise doing some stuff. Nvidia back down. The market kind of messed the flow of things. Tesla's on a nice downtrend, losing some more ground, making not a new low, but definitely losing this 441, where we had the support of the breakout towards the beginning of the market open. Low of the day down at 439.22. So that's not looking good for Tesla there. ASTS did not do your mountain pass. It popped up here and came back down.
No. And then Tesla did break through the VWAP and is going lower now, but okay. Other than that tiny little quick trade on Nvidia, I don't have anything yet. Still looking for an opportunity. And why is it that you have so much to do today, Carlos? You got all day Monday to do stuff.
No, man, I got to pack for my flight. That's the problem. I haven't packed. I mean, it's only a couple. I have to pack my things, make sure I leave everything good for the wife.
When do you leave?
I leave at I gotta leave at 1. At 1, I gotta be at the airport at 1. Flight's like at 2:30 or something.
Oh,
so
today?
Today, yeah, today. So.
Oh wow.
I gotta.
But I thought you were going. I thought the thing this is for Spain, right?
Oh no! This is for no.
So
Spain is. I'm going to Florida.
Oh.
No, okay. Spain is Friday.
Oh right, we were not supposed to talk about that. Is that still a surprise?
That's still a surprise. Yeah, he doesn't watch this show.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we're going to
I hope not.
Going to Florida and
I forgot about that.
Yes. But yeah, going to Florida and that should be fun. Should be fun, man. It's the year of travel for you and me, Peter.
About the world.
Me and you are gonna be traveling this year. Are you going to Vegas? Let's go to Vegas.
I don't plan to go to Vegas. No. I got my dad's got cataract surgery.
Okay.
And you know how they won't release you from the hospital unless you got someone to drive you home. So, and he's so stubborn that if I'm not there, he's probably gonna try, even if he's like blind. I mean,
yeah.
I don't. It's only in one eye, so I'm sure he's gonna say, technically, I could still drive, when really he can't, and he's not supposed to. But
maybe you get him a Tesla.
Yeah, that's true. It's
like my dad's getting to the point where he does things. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He has both his good eyes. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing? So you could see that, like, in the future, like Tesla for older people is going to be amazing. For me and you, self-driving cars are going to be incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Me and you won't have to wait for the bus to come pick us up to take us to bingo night. Just get in, hit the button.
That's right. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
I hate it when I have to wait for the bus.
I don't want to wait for the bus to come in, and always running late. They might have other people in there too that they're trying to take somewhere else. I don't want to do this group. I'm gonna be a grumpy old man. I don't want to have this group kumbaya thing. No. I want the VIP service.
Well, I'll just have to until that happens. Maybe we'll just have to hire my dad a driver or something.
Wow, Tesla's not playing around, friends. Anybody take this short here? I mean, this is just, look at it go. Lost the VWAP and you can see it drop here. And then for those people that say that my VWAP is different, look how close. As Peter mentioned, even at the market open, right? I think a lot of it has to do with volume too. Like VST had a very rough volume and just wasn't nicely rounded. But look at Tesla, even at the open. Look how close these are. One of them is including the pre-market, and one of them is not. These levels are an area, so whichever one you have, you're perfectly fine. So I wouldn't get too concerned unless it's completely off from both of these. Then you have a bigger problem. So for example, like if you want to trade the VWAP breakdown on this trade here, you could have used either one. Would have worked out perfectly, right? Not the best VWAP breakout situation, but either one would have worked out great if you decided here. Tesla's
look, it's dropping. Nvidia's dropping. What the heck? Why am I? Brian.
Spy.
What do you think Brian's saying right now, Carlos?
Oh, the humanity.
No. Well,
he's not saying the humanity.
Options.
I knew it.
Yeah, that's something. There you go. That's it. That's
okay. It's either one of those two.
I knew it was going to do this. Yeah, well, Brian, did you know it? Then why are you upset that you're just watching?
We need a Brian emoji. I think we need a Brian's face.
Yeah, I knew it. We need a little
need
head
Brian.
saying I knew it.
Yeah.
Some of these emojis are so small. Like, what are the ones that have the little thought bubble?
I can't tell what. Yeah, I think it's amazing or something.
It's too small.
I think instead we just need the words instead of the face. We need the face, and then we need one with the words saying.
And I'm saying something. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what am I saying?
Saying something. I don't know what you're saying. Saying something there.
Why is it not showing my own head bubble? There I am. I gotta figure out how can I like expand that copy image into a new tab. I gotta blow it up. I even blow it up. It's so fuzzy.
Yeah.
It says I don't know what that says.
PLTR dropping here. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys, joining us this morning and every day, right? As we do this pre-market prep, we go live. Andrew comes in a couple of minutes. Thor, we appreciate you guys doing that. So thank you for that. And your support helps the channel a ton, right? So
it does. Thank
you so much for that. And always a great shout out to our Lambos and Garbage Truck members. Appreciate you guys as well. Funded account. Let's go to the funded account as we wait because there's nothing happening here that I like. So let me just go make sure my funded account is reset it. So I got 90 days from today. Let's go over here, trading terminal. Here we are. And we can't break the rules, Peter. We gotta follow the rules. So no falling below the threshold, right?
Sayed, have a great weekend. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate it. You're missing my rant. What's and Robeski, why can't you hear me? My lips move, but you can't hear what you're saying. That is a Pink Floyd line.
All right. Oh, mine's just not reset yet. Mine's still not working. I gotta see what's up. I can't take a trade.
I don't know. What do I have to rant about? I don't have anything to rant about today.
Nothing on deck?
There's always things I can rant about, but I'm trying to avoid conflict, so I've got to find something
Something not too spicy, Peter. We like spicy. We like spicy.
Non-political.
Kenley Wiz 5432. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck 5, my friend. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party. There's got to be something non-political that is hot. But right now everything is political. Like everything I go in, ads, everything, YouTube, Instagram, everything is just like this is what it is. Oh
these days.
My goodness.
Yeah.
It's madness. So it's funny, the thing going on in New York now, and this is not too political, but it's okay. Is some I don't live in New York, by the way. I live in Jersey. But Mundani, he I guess he was gonna do these free buses, right? And people are upset now because, like, I think a day after he started office, and I don't know if New York transit system did this on purpose, New York. They increased the price of the train and everything.
They raised the race.
They raised like it was like, wait, what happened to bringing it lower in the free buses, right? So that's the thing that's driving people nuts. Like, you promise this and it's going the other way. But all politicians do this, man. I don't know. People just forget. Like,
But
no
people have to
matter.
understand the process, right? Like, politician
Yeah,
doesn't have, they
doesn't have right.
they don't have unilateral right to do these things, especially at lower level politics. I guess
Right,
as we're
right.
learning, yeah, depending on how the system is structured, sometimes people can do things whether they're authorized to or not, and then they challenge people to tell me I can't, which is fascinating.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it's an issue. And then once they go up, all our bridges and tunnels here in New Jersey also go up. Well, I guess they're not New Jersey because they're combined. So all the bridges and tunnels that go to New York, they're run by like the airport authority, which is New York, New Jersey. So they're run by those guys. So they all go up. Everything goes up at the same time.
Right. Well, Tesla still dropping.
How can you access the recording from the webinar last night? I have to check. How can you access that? So I will get back to you. We just did it yesterday, so I gotta figure out how to get you guys access to that. I think they just put it on Train Terminal, right? That's what happens, Peter. And is it free for everyone? Okay.
I believe so.
Okay. Cool. So just give it a day or two for them to upload it and do all that good stuff. But it should be available soon.
It's so quoted. I mean, even Megan quoted this yesterday. I was thinking about this. This isn't a rant, but just a commentary. I love, it's got to be frustrating being an advertiser because you never know what's going to be viral. You never know what's going to resonate with people. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that the guys who had this advertising campaign for Dos Equis put on this most interesting man in the world ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't remember the ad campaign or everything. And originally they had him doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and he's like, he is the most interesting man in the world. And then he just had this tagline: I don't often drink, but when I do,
Yeah.
I drink Dos Equis.
Yes.
And everybody, so now that has been reused and requoted so many times, right?
Oh.
I don't always trade, but when I do, you can just co-opt it for whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many of those campaigns over time that, like, who would have thought, why did that one go viral compared to all the other things that were happening out there? The same thing with like the Old Spice. Old Spice came out of nowhere. It was Old Spice. Like, I remember Old Spice in the 70s and 80s when even then it was like the old man's aftershave.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it got cool, right? They had the guy, and he was like, they did this amazing, the video that they did where it was always like from scene to scene, but it was like nonstop. Like, it was actually, it wasn't CGI. It was like real life. They somehow flipped the scene. So he's now I'm riding a horse. Now I'm in the shower. Now I'm in the, like, it was like amazing how they did that. And anyways, and they completely revived the brand.
It's just crazy.
No way to tell what's going to take off and what's not.
And social media, man, things just take off. Like the craziest things, like 6'7", like 6'7", just took off.
Who do I look like in Foundation? I watched the Foundation series.
I watched the Foundation series. I like that show. Yeah. Dusk. Have you? Oh man,
don't they
the
all
last.
look the same? But
we can't. No spoilers. But the last Foundation was crazy. That got wild pretty quick. I did not expect that. So we gotta wait for the next season.
I haven't seen the latest.
Seen the latest. It gets wild. It gets wild. So it's pretty good actually. The storyline.
Okay.
But yeah. So remember. So it's funny. So remember, I asked you guys. Do you guys know what the guild was? And a lot of you guys were like, "What is he talking about?" So I asked. I was in a party last weekend, and I asked the people there, like, "You guys remember the guild?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, of course." I'm like, "Okay, good. I'm not going crazy." So it was very, I asked people my age that were at this party.
So it was regional then. It must have been a regional.
It's regional. And I tell you, but if we had social media at that time, this thing would have been countrywide. So it's just crazy how every regional before technology had their own little thing. Like the California roll, right? We spoke about that. Some people called it different, right? They had different names for it. So It's just crazy how technology now can just make something go viral across the world. Really, I'm sure if I go somewhere remote Africa and I say 6'7", kids are gonna go crazy, right? So it's just wild. It really is. And then it
Yeah.
makes me think about I'm watching the Netflix stuff now with P Diddy, which just brutal, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You mentioned that.
Can't
You
believe I
mentioned
was
you
listening
started that.
to all these R&B tracks for this guy. He was doing all that crap, but um, it just makes you think how powerful like Michael Jackson and these big names like Tupac were because man, they were heard everywhere and they did not have this social media stuff going on. And you go
Right.
to another country and oh yeah, we know Tupac and I'm like, how do you guys hear him, right? So it just makes you think how big Michael Jackson this influence had without that technology that can drive him across everywhere, right? So
Right.
insane stuff. Um, what else? There are also politicians we vote for that we don't know what they do. Yeah, I mean, but politicians from both sides, they're humans. Like they make mistakes. They're not perfect. Like
Yeah.
people think, like for example, my father's a pastor, right? He's human.
Right.
He's not perfect. He's a great dad, great husband, great
Wait.
family member. He's not perfect. You know,
Wait. He's not anointed by God. He's not.
he he is, but he's
Okay.
not perfect. Yeah, he is. He's done all that stuff. But people expect people to be perfect, and they're not gonna be. Nobody's perfect, right? So politicians, yes, so there's some that are taking bribes, like the guy here from Jersey that got caught. Spanish guy too. He was taking bribes and Rolexes, and he got
Oh yeah.
he took a Mercedes Benz for his wife. You think you're not gonna get caught when you're taking these type of gifts? Like, what's happening here? So
I know.
yeah, some of them are bad actors, no question.
Uh,
Um, but if you're looking for the perfect candidate, forget it. It's not gonna happen at any level. You know.
yeah.
My
I
mom
think.
tells me
I
I'm
think
perfect
that's.
all the time.
Yeah.
is she lying? I'm sorry to break it to you, but
Well, not in her own mind.
uh,
You know what? That's a perceptive thing.
yeah, it's different.
Little
Yeah.
baby, little baby. There's a great comedian. She's a British comedian who does a skit on that. She's like the difference between mothers' relationship with their sons and their daughters. And she does this great little thing where she's like, so mother's relationship with their sons or something like this, here, come here, my little baby boy. You're so beautiful and perfect, and you can do anything you want. Let mommy do that for you. Mommy will take care of that. I'll do that. You just go and have fun. You enjoy your life because you're mommy's perfect little angel. And then she's like, and mother's relationships with their daughters are a little different. It goes like something like this. You look fat in that.
That's rough.
And I'm like, oh,
But yes.
yeah. Apparently, she had a rough
Uh,
upbringing with her mom. So, and I was like, wow.
oh,
Anyways,
man. No.
uh,
So a comment on X.com, which by the way, we stream on X as well, friends. So thank you for joining
yep.
there. Did you know that a Florida couple went viral by naming their newborn son 6'7"? Wow. That is
No, really?
not
Is
shocking
that a
because
real thing?
I, hey, not
Uh,
shocking, but that's
Only in
crazy. That's a
Florida.
real thing. That is
See, and
crazy.
that's sad because do you not realize that in a year nobody's going to remember this?
Mm.
It's
Yeah, yeah. Trends
uh,
happen very quickly now. You
really,
rarely got a trend that
yeah,
sticks long enough to be something. So
yeah, and but that's sad for this child that like 20, 30 years from now they're gonna have to explain why is your
oh man,
name?
yeah.
Well, there was this fad back when I was born. It lasted for all of like 6 months, and
Right.
it
Because his
happened at the
his
right at the
peers are not
time.
gonna
And
understand it at all. He's gonna change that name.
yeah,
You could change the name, he's gonna change it, yeah.
yeah,
Or if he has a middle name, hopefully, just use that.
yeah.
Um
Yeah, his middle name's just Bob. Yeah,
mm.
so 6'7" Bob.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, Ugh.
Uh, any
It's
reversals?
interesting
Anything?
to No, well, I'm still watching a Tesla drop. It's below VWAP, or sorry, below previous day close. Carlos, I feel like I should have been more aggressive today. I was not feeling that aggressive on my trading. I didn't see anything I loved at the open. I tried the Nvidia, and then I let myself sit back because look at how far things have moved down here.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Even Tesla, man. Tesla's a great short. Um, but yeah, I had two trades. I still was not able to cover my loss with this partial. So small red day today. Because I did have the initial trade on Nvidia, the short here. So slight red day for me, which is fine. We had a great week, can't complain. And I don't want to force anything now, given the time either. So, but this market has been great, guys. Like this market has really been awesome. So this is really nice. I found.
I don't want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying not to be. I'm still thinking about. I haven't feel like I have had a really good rant, and I don't want to. Like I said, I'm trying not to be. Stick to my New Year's resolution. Don't create conflict. However, I will just say,
good luck.
However, yeah, there's a big however. Anyway,
yeah, we're only 16 days into the year, and look how much struggling we have.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What I'm realizing is that it would be good if we could have a conversation at what is the acceptable cost for change. I don't want to go into it. Let's not talk about the details of it. However, I think what I'm realizing is that, almost everybody agreed that, for instance, like, I'm a Canadian, and in Canada, we have systems that just aren't working very well. In the US, there are systems that aren't working very well. And I think a big of the hidden debate is how much discomfort are you willing to endure for change? And I think that's where a lot of the difference of opinion is, and we're just not getting to that. Unfortunately, we're trying to create a black and white type picture, right? Is what's happening good or bad? Is a political candidate good or bad? There's, like you said, Carlos, you made me think about when you said we're all, well, someone said we're all sinners, but we all have, we all have flaws, and I think everybody has flaws. So no matter what system you're going from or going to, it's also going to be flawed. So it's about evaluating the relative flaws that you're willing to accept, and I think that's where we're trying to figure it out. And I'm just wondering, in history, when systems have gone through change, if that's sort of where people got caught, because they're like, you know what, I don't know a single person that I know that doesn't agree some change is needed. It's just about the degree of change and how it goes about. So
yeah, anyways, I agree. Well said.
Oh, see, fun human USA. We're making fun human USA mad.
No, it's okay. He's fine. But tell us what you like to trade, because I don't see anything.
Yeah, well, there's some good trades if you got into stuff early on. Again, Carlos, you and I were thinking short. We were apparently just
we were very short bias. Yeah.
I really was, and
me too.
And I got convinced that I was wrong because the market moved higher, but it only did it for. Like, it only sort of moved higher. Well, I mean, if you look at the SPY and the Qs, it doesn't look like they moved high at all. It looks like they've been short all morning. But let's say the first 10, 15 minutes, yeah, it really was only the first 10 minutes now that I look at it that went higher. Like, you look at Nvidia, first 10 minutes, it looked like it was going to go long. Then it leveled out. And, of course, now it went into the drop. And Tesla was sort of the same. So I think I let that first 10 minutes really throw me off.
And this is what I stuck. You said it perfectly, man. Like, look, I even said, like, I love it for the short, but I know this thing can rip our face off. And that's exactly why you guys know usually I have a much larger stop. This was 20 cents, so we didn't lose much, right? But look at this. It became a great short later. I didn't trust it. Did not trust the short there. Not that you should trust stocks, but you guys know what I mean. I didn't like the setup for it. And then it's just been really, really hard to find anything else. VST was the best breakout setup that I had. Had a horrible entry here. The spread was brutal, and got a partial and then stopped me out. So it hasn't done anything since. Very sideways. But yeah, POTR. POTR was one that was.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go.
It's not. I was going to ask you that when you got out of VST, did you see what the spread was? Had it sort of, gotten better? Because I'm
Yeah, it did
still
get
seeing about
better.
a 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did get better. During this time here, it was like 20 cents, so it did get much better. Here,
Mm.
it jumped up to like 40 plus. Because I'm telling you, when I looked at it, I literally clicked here. The price was here, and I got filled so high. I don't think the wick was even up there when I got filled. I'm like, because when you're looking at it this close, you're waiting for the triangle to appear here, and you see it
Right.
up there, like, wait, what is that? But yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
bad.
What's,
It was pretty bad
what's,
on the entry. Um, so I do have a 5 cents thing on it, but if the spread is still 40 cents, you're gonna get filled on the 5 cents from the ask, right? It's not from the like spread bid, right? So in that
right.
case, you wouldn't get filled. So, but yeah, that was that was definitely interesting, man. Oh boy. do we, uh, that's funny. Who says we talk about trading here? That's funny. Good. You guys are great. That's true. We talk about everything else. Trading is just the benefit you get. You want to talk about tradings, you go to the Bear with Traders chat. It's all trading there with Brian, Andrew.
Oh,
These
trading.
guys are
That's right. They're the serious
monsters.
ones.
In their trading, man. They're awesome. So definitely check out bearwithtraders.com. You can see Andrew and Brian trade live every single day, friends. Me and Peter are gonna get ready to
Absolutely.
hop off. I see if Andrew and Brian are getting ready to come on over. We're gonna be
Sounds like
leaving
it.
you guys with that.
Good.
Carlos,
And
I want to wish you some happy travels. Hope
thank
it
you,
all goes
sir.
well.
Yes.
Enjoy your long weekend. We're
Thank you,
we're
my
still
friend.
going here. The broadcast is still
Oh yeah,
happening.
still going.
Andrew, good morning.
Good morning,
How was your
guys. How
morning?
are you doing?
Good morning.
Good.
Good morning.
Oh, look at Nvidia.
Um,
Now Nvidia's about to go red. Wow.
Yeah,
What a
man.
turnaround.
The weakness is real.
so how was your trading day, guys? My trading was amazing today.
Nice. Not so
Mr.
good today.
Pessim, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Tesla, we had a really nice. Let me quickly share what we did, how much we made, and show off a little bit. So we traded NVDA and Tesla today, both opening range breakout with the help of Market Atlas. That I think is absolutely necessary for people to have. And it was pretty easy. I also did the recording, so I'm going to do a recap later how we traded. So essentially, opening range breakout. So really nice 1 minute stay above the VWAP. We go long, breakout, and we partial. I added twice. One time, for the break of high of the day. The last time that I added didn't work out, and it came down. I got to stop that. Same as Tesla. Again, I have the recording. I'm going to post a recap today. So very strong move, 1 minute opening range break up. I went long, put a stop loss below the VWAP, added on the way up, and then partial for the break of 444. I got it stopped out. It did came back up, ripped toward the 447, but I missed this spot. But Paris did. Paris did a really nice trade, exactly like this trade. And then added here. Brian also took this other trade through 430 calls, I think. So or
Yep.
435
Yeah.
calls. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think Tesla is setting off. Maybe at S4 could be a long. Sorry, I'm trying to get maybe I can get a long at S4 at 435. So the Atlas 435 is really big. So maybe we get there. And this is a trade that Paris did. So at the open, it's very nice on Tesla.
A lot of our members in the room did traded ASTS and Rocket Lab, and I caught Rocket Lab through 96,
Yeah, this is the one that you
and
did,
then
Brian. Yeah.
yeah, back as it started to break out there through the new high of day, almost got to 98. 97.99 was the high print. But partialed on the way up. And I did take a short on the SPY when we started to break down here, but unfortunately didn't anticipate it would sell off quite this much.
So somebody's asking, what's the guidance on Atlas? The Atlas is just a visual tool. When you're setting the levels, set it in a way that visually looks nice on you. In the next release, hopefully soon, we're gonna do the auto adjusting, so you don't really need to adjust the levels, so automatically adjust it for you. That would be really easy for you guys. Another question is that does Atlas work on SPY and Q? Yeah, it does work on SPY and Q. Also works on the futures of SPY, ES and NQ. I think Thor and Nathan are using ES and NQ a lot. So SPY and Qs are kind of correlated with the futures. They're not derivative of each other, but they're very correlated. So, but they do work on SPY and Q. And if you're a future trader, ES and NQ. Another question is, how do you use the high of the day or low of the day in your trade? I use it as the levels for breakout. So for the break of high of the day or break of low of the day, that's it for me. They're very important levels for the breakouts.
Yeah, the SPY and the Qs. I mean, you have to think the SPY is made up of about 34% is technology in the SPY. So it's hard not to have the SPY move up if the Qs aren't moving up as well. Qs obviously the index that's heavily weighted to the tech sector. So if you've got a third of your weighting in the tech sector on the SPY, it's generally speaking, SPY and the Qs kind of work together a bit. Sometimes I'll watch the Qs and just see what they're doing, because sometimes they'll lead the SPY a bit. The SPY will lag a little behind the Qs on the movement. And we had a real sell-off today. I caught a part of that short on Tesla. I really didn't think it was going to break down that much. I really wanted to know if Peter took the mount. He's got this trade called the Mountain Pass on Tesla, and that's kind of like a bit of a double top. So it happened right around 950, and that's actually was the reason I shorted it, because I thought it looked like it was topping out there, and we did this double top, made sort of a lower high on that second
Right about the
push.
pattern. You're right about the pattern, Brian. I just it's too early normally. I don't start looking for it until about an hour into the market, so didn't take it.
Oh, okay. I even mentioned that. I thought this was a little bit of an early pattern for you. I know you like to look at it a little later. But I thought of you as I took the trade, Peter. So somebody took the trade.
Well, I appreciate being in your thoughts. You can, you know where to mail the check.
Okay. Well, no, I don't actually. I can just send it to Ottawa. Peter in
there
Ottawa.
you go. it'll just find me. It's like old school post.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Peter, we know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we know where to send this check.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll graciously allow you to buy me a drink whenever we meet up next.
Perfect. Are you coming to Vegas?
I'm not planning to. As I was telling Carlos, it turns out my dad's got cataract surgery in one eye. And if I'm not there, he's probably going to try and insist on driving home, no matter what the hospital says about their rules, right? Because how you're supposed to have somebody to take you, and people call me old and grumpy. Imagine my dad. So there you go.
Wow, very nice. So Kyle is apparently another big trader that we have here. Kyle is trading on the funded account, and he's up $14,000 so far. That's really nice. So he did a short Riot here, and then he did another short on Riot here. So it's really amazing. So Well done, Kyle. This is really nice. So $14,000 profit. How many days, Kyle, left? It's really amazing. Guys, on the simulator on trading terminal on funded account, now we have hotkeys. So if you click on these buttons, you can actually set your hotkeys: buy, sell, partial. Um, how do I zoom here? Yeah, very, very well, very, very nice. Um, so that's a very nice, very, very nice trade by Kyle, and he's up like $14,000. Great. Kyle, you won
Say a
something
trade for
before too.
Iowa. Yeah.
I think Kyle was one before funded account, but did you? It's out now, so you can actually use the hotkeys. All right, so Tesla is really bouncing at S4. I was thinking of getting a long on it, but it did bounce back. But let's see. My next trade, I'm not going to take any trade, but if Tesla comes down to this 435, below 435. So right now we have this Atlas at 435. So the order, this might drag the orders down here. And if it goes below, maybe there's a bounce happening here, but it might not happen before 11. So
I get a bit of a bounce here. Could be a could be a bit of a 920 on the SPY. We've had two of them already. So now we're getting the pullback. Look at that. That was a perfect 920 trade. Let's see what see what the SPY does here as we pull back to the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. See if we make a higher low here. Man, I really wish my biggest regret today is not holding Tesla, holding a few puts that I had on Tesla. Man, it has just got rocked. When is Vegas? Vegas is February 23rd to 25th at the Paris Hotel. You look up Las Vegas Money Show. You'll see Andrew's face on the cover of their brochure. Glad it's your face, not mine. You're much better looking than me.
um, yeah. So there is
Well, it's traded today.
so Walcott is asking, sending a question. Is it too many partials? I think so. I think it's yeah, it seems to me too many partials. Maybe you could do one partial before high of the day, and then at the break of high of the day, another partial, and then I mean, although ASTS moved up a lot, so and then yeah, it seems to me that you could do half of the partials. It's good to have partials. It also depends on how much is your partial. If it's 10% is okay, but if it's like 50% is way too much. So um,
Yeah.
this is a really good
No, I
trade.
think positive gamma. I think we're in negative gamma. Let me just um, we're getting a lot of volatility, which would be, yeah, which would be sort of a negative gamma. We do have a lot of we broke right through a hedge wall at 69.45. Seem to be coming back up now. See, yeah, look at that. See, that pullback was a higher low. So now we're moving back up here. Look at that. We just had to we sold off all the way down to S4 on the Qs and on the SPY, actually.
No, I didn't
So
take
we
a
are
trade
getting
on Vero. Vero was amazing at the open. And it never really got halted. It's amazing. It's a really nice price action. But I saw it at the open for 1 minute range breakout, but I hesitated. It's amazing. It never got halted either. It's 500%. What does this company do? Veros, Venus. Oh, they want to go private, so it's a robotic or something like
oh,
that.
is that the story?
Yeah,
Concept, Venus Concept. There's only 1.6 million shares in the float. So it's a very thin, very narrow.
Stake by Mandarin Asset Management, 91% stake in Vero, Venus Concept, now at the highs.
yeah. So Benzing also announced it. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty amazing. This might go to 10.
Interesting.
Tesla. Yeah, Tesla bounced back from S4. Very interesting. So this is the Tesla. So it's bouncing back from S4. It's going to go lower. I might take it below 435 long, but not now.
Hmm.
Right, guys. So I think we're getting into the end of the day. Yeah, Vero is going to 10. This is crazy. And it's really interesting that it's not getting halted. So the way that it goes, it's very nice. All right. So wow, nice sales, amazing trade on
Yeah.
Vero. Beautiful. Wow, what a great trading. Wow. Ride it from 6 to 10. This is gonna blow up through 10. That's for sure. But you gotta be careful of drops too. Let's see what's the
Are you
ASTS
talking
on it.
about Vero?
Yeah, the Venus Corporation. Yeah.
Are you looking at, I don't know, is it looking at it on Atlas or it's just
ASTS 10 is big one right now. Which
yeah, it's just 10's just a milestone number.
right, let's see. AMD is coming back up. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla looks like it wants to go back up.
Yeah, Nvidia's kind of breaking out here through the 9 and the 20. So, well, look at Rocket Lab's going to 100.
Yeah. Wow, great trading day, guys. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Thor and Brian. All the best,
Yeah.
guys. And remember, Monday, guys, is Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day. So the market is it's a federal holiday. Market is closed in the US. And yeah, really looking forward to trade with you on Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday. Enjoy
Tuesday.
enjoy your day off, everybody.
Yeah, that was great, guys.
Thanks
So
for
all the
being.
best.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Good to see everybody. Hope everyone is having an amazing day today.
Thor, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going amazing. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Had a couple of really good trades today. Oh, there you go. There's Vero through $10. How do I combine Spot Gamma and Market Atlas? It's just all they're just all inputs. They're all indicators that you just combine to in your mind to build a thesis as to whether you want to take a trade, and if you want to go long or short. I mean, that's kind of no one indicator is going to give you 100% accuracy or even 90% accuracy. You have to take in all the information and make your best decision. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Thor?
I mean, I think you nailed it, actually. I think that's
Yeah.
exactly true. I don't think there is ever going to be any one concept or thing that will get you there. It's all fine. I like to keep it simple, but make sure like you have indicators that really correlate well with each other, not too many of the same kind, like one momentum indicator, one range indicator, one like a strength indicator, but you don't want to have like 15 moving averages or like all the cams
Yeah.
or it just gets so confusing.
I mean, if there ever was one indicator that gave you 100% accuracy, it wouldn't last because everybody
Oh,
would
yeah.
start using it. Yeah, and then everybody would start front running it, and then it wouldn't work anymore. So you have to keep that in mind too.
Oh,
So
100%.
yeah. All right, buddy. Have a great day.
Hey, you
And
too,
good luck
man.
in the
Great
weekend
hanging
too.
out. A great. I know you guys got some trades in today,
Yeah.
so I was happy to see that.
Yeah. Sweet. Cheers. See you, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Cheers. I'm going right insane trader. Just confuse the crowd. Bright Life, good to see you. Our winner from yesterday for the funded. Thor Casso, I love it. Good to see everybody. Oh, my camera's not on. I wonder what's going on with that. One second. Let me figure out why my camera's not doing camera things. I feel like it's trying to start its. There we go. It was trying. All right. So, another fun day trading. So yesterday, not as fun. We only had two calls yesterday, PLTR and Netflix. Both calls worked. So having kind of the clean calls really worked. So I had a really fun day. A little annoying in the beginning. So let me explain on this RTY trade I took. If you'll notice, I did something I generically don't do, which is I exited after we lost the CP. When I entered in my trades, I was using my replicator and realized that one of my new accounts that I'm evaluating was in the mix of my replicator, and suddenly realized I had a trailing threshold I had to worry about on that account. So I didn't have time to go through and manually like close them. So because I was working with people, so I just went ahead and pulled that in and said if it sold back through this candle's value, I was going to get out. Of course, it came right into it, took it, and then went and completed the move. Darn you, RTY. You did exactly what I thought you were going to do, but there was nothing I could do about this. This was an account management issue. So, but I do need to make sure, like before I trade, I gotta make sure I'm not doing that. So, meh. So now, so started off the day a little bland, and then I had this beauty. So today, we were looking at gold, and one of the things, Vanessa, Dr. Charland, as y'all know, I do a mentoring group with Dr. Charland, and every morning Vanessa does the higher time frame alignment. So we had this beautiful trend on gold that we had held, and I really liked that we had near the CP on a lower wider range or a lower narrow range, right? We found that trend line came in right at the CP. So at the open, this is not a standard cam play out of the system. This is a cam play that I did detail, but it was left off of the call system because it only works maybe one out of every 6 or 7 times. It's not like it only runs about maybe like a 10 to 15% hit rate or efficacy rate, maybe a little higher. And it's called the inside out. And it's for a narrow range breakouts from the mid range. So you can see we offered right to the CP, we offered right to the trend line. And then when we came off of it with the lack of ability to buy, I went ahead and got my short on there. And then I targeted, because this is a narrow range breakdown, I targeted ATR low. And look how well ATR low worked on gold today. Was that the target or was that the target? I mean, come on. This is what I talk about when I tell you, don't worry about your P&L. Target levels, right? Target key things that the price should go to, right? Because your P&L is arbitrary. So, and they went and hit. So we went from kind of making a few $100 today. The 4-hour, Helga, I use the 4-hour chart for all my trend lines. So you can see here, right? So like you can see here this is a 4-hour chart. So I went right off the large volume candle that marked the beginning of the new trend, right? Originally my line was here. Right. So it was here. So one of the things I use, because I have ghost candles, is I ignore wicks if the candle doesn't have volume on it. Right. So I choose this candle because this candle has volume. Then this candle gets a wick with volume. So I choose this one. So, and then that's where I leave it on that one. So now you can see here, look at the offer today. Look how perfect. Look in the pre-market, right up the trend, right up the trend, right up the trend, and then fail. Look how beautiful that is. Walked right up it from the underneath. Look in the pre-market. Look how well that held. Boom, 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 and then boom. I mean, mwah, right? So this is Dr. V. Dr. V is one of the best trend line drawers I've ever met. She is insanely good at it. She's got the right touch. So when we do our higher time frame stuff in the mornings, I get to watch her draw these all the time. I'm finally getting pretty good at it. So, but I mean, it took me a long time. And then look at this perfect target of ATR low. This, by the way, I don't know, for those of you who where did I enter? Let me show you. Right here. It was perfect. My entry was here. My stop was above the trend line. So if we claim the trend, I was going to go out. I think I risked about $400 on this one, maybe 500 on this trade. Anybody can do the simple math on how much money you make on one gold contract that runs from 46.21 to 45.41. I'll let you figure it out. All of it. It was all there. And what's math? It's all there, right? We had the trend line. We had the struggling VPA, right? We had the VPA completely supported a sell. We started selling. We then had a very weak offer to the CP where we found the trend line and came off of it. Then we started selling. So it was pretty good. What are you talking about? You see a lot of what? Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Um, can you please comment on BA and S3? Yes, I can. Sita, Panorama. You got it. So it was a solid day today, right? So by far my most profitable single week I've had in trading. So it's amazing. And then let me get on X real quick, and because I forgot, and then I'll pop over and take a look at BA. There we go. Live chatting for everybody. See my peeps over there. Hey, chat. There we go. There's everybody. See my peeps over. Oh man. Let's see. Fellow Canadian here. Yeah. Well, I'm from Florida. But y'all are Canadian. What part of Canada are you from on X? I like Canada. Canada is my second favorite country. It was right around the two. It wasn't quite. It was not quite. It was probably somewhere around 8. Not quite 10. It was probably somewhere around 8. So we will take it. Alberta, beautiful. We have any, so I haven't, the places I frequent the most are Vancouver, Toronto, and Quebec, city, most specifically. Those are my places I tend to go to the most often. Mostly French spots. Carlos's email. Carlos, are you eavesdropping right now? Are you Carlos at Bearable Traders? I don't know if Carlos is here. Saskatchewan, dope. My grandfather was from Nova Scotia. I'm the product of a snowbird. Huh? Yeah, that sounds good. We should do like a we should do like a party or something. I mean, what else could we do? I could come up there even though it's like snowing like crazy, and we could have like a party. St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine. No, I haven't got, I don't think, I've already, it would be so cool. I would totally dual citizen if Canada would have me. I love Canada. I'm a huge fan. I think I've been there a dozen times or so. So I love the place. So certainly nothing against it. Okay, so BA. So BA started off with a pretty decent stuff at the open. So it looked like it was going to sell, and it did. But when it got down to S3, we were selling. But we weren't exhaustive by any means. Like we hadn't like exploded down and like exhausted, and we also weren't like offering. We were genuinely selling when we got here. So the main issue here is we were actually selling. We found a bit of a cover here, but then we sold lower. And then this is another, this seems a little bit more like buying here. And so you can see we've started to buy. And so starting right about here is when the BS detector signaled to buy was right about here. What do you mean by narrow or wide width? Okay, so the the base concept here, right, is inside versus outside, right? Wide ranges mean inside value, narrow ranges mean outside value, right? So if I'm ever going to play, I play away from value on narrow. So for instance, my gold trade is a perfect example of this, right? So on gold today, right? Gold is in a lower narrow range, right? So my expectation is for us to close out or to go outside, right? So since we're on the inside, I want to play outside. And since our higher time frame alignment, right, had us under trend, I want a short, right? So I'm looking for a short opportunity, right, to go outside. Normally on a lower narrow day, I would actually prefer to go out and then come back up, then go down. But in this instance, since we offered the CP and there was that beautiful trend line there, that was enough. That was I'm always looking for higher time frame correlation, and that is the higher time frame correlation. I mean, it's beautiful. Right. But this is an inside out, which is a perfect example of what I mean. On narrow ranges, I want to play outside. Now let's look at RTY, for instance, right? RTY is a wide range, right? Since it's a wide range, I wanted to play inside, right? Look. So I played off the bottom and played back towards the middle. This one I had to take off because of a trailing threshold issue. But you can see it made its full S3 to R3. But there's no expectation to break out here, right? I'm not playing to all-time high or even to, ATR high. I'm only playing the inside range because we have a wide range. It's an inside day, right? So that's what the widths do. The BSD is VPA, Ben. So if you can read VPA, that's all you need. Right? The BSD or the buying and selling detector is a VPA tool, right? It's volume weighted tick, right? So it allows you, so it does the VPA hard work for you. It lets you know when you're buying or not selling. So if you don't have it, you certainly can just learn VPA. I mean, that's how I created it, right? Was by using VPA knowledge. So, and I can read one of the things I actually recommend is this. Check this out. Like you'll like this. Like let's say we look at, let me get rid of this for now because we don't need to see my executions anymore. Let's go back to gold. All right. And this is what I like to do. How do you see if it's narrow or wide? So my system tells you. It just says if it's narrow or wide because it calculates it. But basically, the methodology we use is we compare we're comparing the 2-day pivot relationship between the central pivot of both sets. So we actually go back and measure the proper central pivot from yesterday, and then measure the proper central pivot range from today and compare them. If one is wider than the other, that's how we determine. Nice, Christine. That's freaking awesome. I love that message. S- how do you see if it's so? Yeah. Um, come to Victoria, Brazil. But you're saying it's boring. I mean, I feel like going anywhere in South America is probably not going to be boring. But I've only been to Mexico. I've never actually been south of the Panama Canal. So it would be fun. I've been to a lot of islands. I mean, my God, I've been to most of the islands, and that's a lot of fun. But I would love to come down to South America sometime. I need an invite. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, if you've got you and a group of friends that need some trade coaching for a weekend or for a week, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, book me up. You know, I mean, I'll fly in and work with you personally for a few days. We'll figure it out. Get me a plane ticket, a nice hotel room, and a really good bottle of, something fun. I think I could be persuaded. I work from anywhere. You know what I mean? So I mean, it just, we can work on some private mentoring or something with a group of people in a different country. I mean, come on, let's go. I would actually, places I'd like to visit, Dubai. Just, like, can I have a wish list? Like, do you mind if I post it? I mean, my God. Stay at your house, Coach Humberto. I'm not against it. A little scary. I'd probably prefer the Ritz-Carlton. I saw this. There's one of those movies where the people go to like stay and they find out they're like serial killers or something. You know what I mean? We gotta be careful there. Oh, what is my favorite color? I like this idea. And then we'll talk about Tazi's question. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna write down my favorite color, and it's not a normal color, but it's not hard to figure out either. I'm writing down my favorite color. I just wrote it down here. What do you think my favorite color is? Oh man, someone already got it. I'm so surprised. It should be Bear Red, Antonio. It's not. Am I in love? Maybe. So far, so I mean, we got some good guesses. I'm gonna give it another minute. We got some good ones. Someone already got it. So, but I'm gonna let it go for just a minute longer, just to give everyone else a chance. Oh, magenta is such a pretty color. That's not it, but I do love magenta. Everyone's dialing in now. You know what it is. It's teal. For anyone who is guessing my favorite color, whoever put teal, you were correct. My favorite color, I have two favorite colors, blue and green. I could never make a choice between the two of them. So since I've been a kid, I've always loved teal because it's basically like a smush of the two. And V for Violet, Dr. V with Violet, I think was a good one. But yeah, very close, lots of closes. But yeah, so teal. Oh, Coach Humberto, shots fired and kind of true. So it means I like swimming, does it? I do love swimming, so that's not false. I love green and blue almost equally. So I ended up going with teal. Okay, so let's talk about two things. One, NQ. The NQ trade. So I did not like the NQ trade at all. It opened and it called very quickly, but the main thing first is look at that. So this is again higher time frame alignment, right? So we were in a very clear downtrend, right, leading into the open. So from this candle to this candle, really obvious downtrend, right? So in order to break out, we needed to claim that downtrend. And as you can see, look where the wick went. Wow, right? We went right into the 4-hour downtrend. The 4-hour chart is one of the most popular charts for institutional swing traders, right? If not the most. So look at the offer and then immediately a hard sell. And then we tried to offer one, two, three more times, all wicks, and then sell. I mean, this thing was just a sell off. It was beautiful, right? We went all the way in the higher range back to S3, and now we've bought S3 and we're chopping the CP. It was really pretty. But I didn't like the NQ alert. The volume wasn't quite right. And I didn't like that we were under the higher time frame, right? Yes, I include everything in that trend line. So let's talk about there's a couple of good concepts here I want to talk about. One is losing beta. Losing beta. I love that because you're saying losing beta like the way like my kid would have said it like when he was little, right? Like I'm losing beta. But there was one before that. Or maybe that was the same one. And then I'll go back to the exhausting volume one, Ben. Oh, yeah, there it is. Tazi. That's the one I wanted to go to. I'm going to do Tazi and then at losing beta. So Tazi says, Thor, I struggle with implementation. I know what to do, but as soon as the market is live, everything is as back at my mind. Okay, so Tazi, this is a real problem, right? So Allah is the greatest, the most glorified, the most high. Peace and blessings be upon beloved Prophet Muhammad. Let's go to much love, Insane Trader. Thank you for the blessing. I appreciate you. We try to keep things a little like not on that level here, but I want to say thank you though. That's a lovely blessing. We normally don't roll, but thank you. You know, I'll take it. Right? I don't care what you say. I'll take some Allah. So let's go. Let's talk a little bit about that. So implementation, I know what to do, but as soon as the market is live, everything is back at my mind. All right, first things first, meditation. Oh, thanks, Insane Trader. Mwah. Amen to you. First think about like, I would recommend meditation. We actually did this exercise in our group mentoring with Dr. V, and I cannot tell you how working with Dr. V has been a game changer for my mind. So one of the things you may want to look at is actually booking a private session with Dr. V. And actually addressing some of those specific issues, because you may actually find you have some issue that's not related to trading that is causing that performance issue, right? Because basically what's happening is you're going in with a clear head, but when you experience trauma, you experience that trauma from the mental age of the person in which you were when that trauma was experienced, right? So for instance, if you have abandonment issues, or let's say you have issues from when you were like hit or something like that, and you were a child when that happened, one of the reasons why you have so much trouble with rationality today is because when you perceive a similar type of danger, you become a child again, right? Like you mentally regress into this moment because that's kind of where you're anchored, right? So you actually may need to see like a real psychologist, like Dr. V, someone who's actually going to find out what that trigger is, actually talk to you about that, and then use things like psychotherapy and other things to actually help you rewire, right, your mind and the way it works, right? Because some of these things that are happening are quite possibly completely beyond your control. One of the best tools that I've experienced working with Dr. V for that rewiring is meditation, right? So like this morning, we actually did an exercise this morning in which you're imagining a lake, right? And we do it frequently, right? As we're regressing down, we imagine a lake, and then imagine each one of your thoughts are a droplet or a ripple upon this lake. And then it's your job to actually keep the lake smooth, right? Like to keep your thoughts focused and centered rather than letting everything rain down on the lake. When I first started doing it, like as soon as they would say there's a smooth lake, it was like a thunderstorm, right? Like all my thoughts, and I hated meditation because of it, right? As soon as you would say, hey, the lake's supposed to be still, my thoughts would immediately explode and it would be like a thunderstorm on the lake. It took a couple sessions of practice and doing that to actually learn how to calm it. But now what can happen is when the market opens, and there's no longer a thunderstorm, right? When the market opens, my emotional state stays exactly the same, right? So, and this is very, very helpful. So you need to work on a couple of different things. One, and mainly is that area, right? Because if you really know what to do, right, but you're not doing it, so you at the end of every day, you go back. Yes, you can meditate though, Tazi, you can. I know you say you can't, because if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said the same thing. I have ADHD. I actually am a little bit on the burger side. I'm extremely like my brain speed is crazy, right? There are no walls in my brain, right? Every single thing that happens simultaneously. It's one of the major curses, right? Like a lot of people would say, man, it must be so amazing to have a high IQ and to be able to process information that quickly. And you're like, yeah, it's great. But unfortunately, I can't stop the processing, right? So Tazi, let me run a concept here, right? And I would use a guided meditation, right? So let me a concept here. Imagine that you are imagine that you are walking through a forest. You're walking through this forest. It's the same forest you were in as a kid, the same forest you were in middle school and high school, and now you are walking through this forest. There's a family picnic happening at the end of it. You've walked this path a million times. You have no issues whatsoever. Now, let's say as you're walking down this path, all of a sudden you hear a twig snap behind you. You turn around and there's a bear there, right? You freak out. You freeze, you get scared, you go, oh my God, there's a bear. Why did you freeze? Well, first off, you've just perceived danger, and two, you perceived danger at a moment you weren't expecting it. Right? So this really freaks you out. Right? It really freaks you out. So now you go, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. But then for no reason, the bear goes, ah, and then turns around and just walks away. Oh, thank God, I'm safe. There's no bear. The bear walked away. Now, fast forward a year. It's an annual picnic, and you're going back to that same spot again. Now, interestingly enough, throughout the course of your life, you've walked this path 100 times. But this is the first time you've walked this path since you saw a bear, right? So now as you're walking this path, are you just calmly walking this path now? Like with the innocence of a babe like before? Or are you completely walking the entire path in a state of what we would call hyper awareness? Every little twig that snaps, oh, right? Every little thing that happens, whoa, right? Bear. Nope, it's a squirrel. You know what I mean? But because of the perception of danger now, your ability to even focus on the path ahead of you is gone. You are stuck in hyper awareness, right? Yes, Tazi, what I'm saying is at the open, you've experienced a trauma probably in your earlier trading that involved losing a lot of money probably right at the open. You probably used to trade a lot of ORBs. You probably used to go in really heavy on the opening range candle before it even closes. Like you did lots of things in your trading that built up a lot of damage to your fortitude during that time period. Lots of trades that weren't on your trade book, lots of things that weren't supposed to happen. So you've wired yourself for danger at the open. And because you've wired that way, no matter how many times you see the correct path to take, you're always going to trigger into hyper awareness, right? It's just going to always happen. It's inevitable, right? Because you're surviving. As soon as you hear ding, 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 you go, right? Like as soon as you hear the opening bell go off, you're going, oh my God, we're open. We're open. Oh my God, we're open. We're open. It's time to take a trade. I gotta take a trade. Gotta take a trade. Gotta take a trade. Right? Like you're instantly into this panic, this survival mode. It's like, but there's not even a bear. But you've conditioned this, right? Now here's the fun part. How do you uncondition? How do you fix it? You know, I personally recommend working with somebody directly. I know it's a little bit more expensive to do so, but working with a real coach like a Dr. V in this instance for you, maybe Magic Mushrooms. Thanks, Gordon. You know, working with someone like Dr. V maybe that can, you know, I wouldn't go to just any regular coach for these kind of issues, right? This isn't something you would want to go to like a John or a Megan or an Eamon or an Andrew. This kind of issue would specifically be an issue for my partner, right? Because she's a licensed practicing psychologist with a PhD who is actively like she works in her private practice with, you know, dozens of people every week. You know what I mean? She's the real deal. So if you're looking for actual hypnosis, actual meditation, actual psychotherapy, actual performance coaching from a PhD, you know, in neurobiology, you know what I mean? Business partner, naturally. So it's so you gotta, you know, work on those kind of things and see where you get, you know, from that. So now my recommendation until then, exposure, right? Exposure. What do I recommend? Actually not trading the open for a few days. Start off with not trading at all. take a week and every single day sit at your desk, allow the market to open, watch the market open, and then get away from your desk and don't do anything for the day. Just break the cycle. Sit at your desk. You're gonna have to commit to taking a vacation from trading for the week, right? But it's gonna be good for you, which is actually sit down at your desk, do your entire morning routine and analysis the same way you would, but then right before the bell opens, let the market open. You can work with Dr. V both ways. You can work through Market Alchemist in a group environment. That's with me. Also, or you can work one-on-one. Both, if you go to our website, both available. Right. I only use 2 time frames. I use the 1 minute chart to trade. I use the 4 hour for charting. So I want you to actually sit down, let the bell open, ding, 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 ding. And then after it opens, sit there for about 4 or 5 minutes with the market open and then get up and walk away. And don't trade that day. And you need to do that for a week. Right? Or as long as it takes for you not to feel anxiety sitting there at the open. Because what we need to do is we need to rewire your experience by exposure, right? We need to you need to sit at the market and actually let it open and realize that there's nothing about the open of the market that is inherently dangerous, right? The only thing that is inherent that is dangerous is your performance, right? There's nothing dangerous about the market at any other time. And this is a real big pro tip here. I was working with one of my mentees recently, and we got to a piece of information that really blew their mind. The mentee told me that they did not want to take any trades in the first 5 to 15 minutes of the day because their trades during that time period were losers more often than they were winners. I told them that was silly because setups don't set up better based on time frame. Setups do not set up better based upon time frame. Fake news. Right? Fake news. Setups happen in the 1st minute, they happen in the 5 minute, they happen in the 15th minute, they happen in the 30th minute, they happen in the 2 hour. Setups happen when setups happen. They don't happen based on time frame. They happen when they happen. But what we found out with this mentee, which is maybe a similar issue to you, Tazzy, what we found is if the mentee traded within the first 15 minutes, they were significantly less likely to honor their trade book. So the real reason they had a low hit rate in the first 15 minutes had nothing to do with the timing of the market. It had everything to do with the fact that they would not wait for proper entries. Right? So Tazi, just thinking about it makes my heart pound, and now I see the issue. Exactly. Right? Listen to your body. Your body tells you loud and clear. Right? Your body will tell you what's going on. So listen to it. I am the polar opposite of about every other trader in bear bull trade. I'm a long-term range trader, right? I take very big trades. My gold trade is a pure example of what I do, right? For anyone who saw my gold trade already today, my gold trade is a pure example of my trading style and what I like to do. I'm a one in, one out person. Look at that trade, by the way. Did I nail the top and the bottom, or did I nail the top and the bottom? Right? ATR low, baby. It's all it is. I just aim for, on narrow ranges, I aim for ATR low. There's nothing amazing about me here. What's amazing is the market does this. Right? I go for ATR low because on narrow range, we go for ATR low. I shorted here. Why? It's the central pivot. And you want to see some fun correlation, by the way? Talk about how well ATRs work. High of day is where? Low of day is where? where did ATR high and NTR low end up being by the time this movement was over? Was it perfectly at the top and the bottom of the day, or is it perfectly at the top and bottom of the day? I'm asking it rhetorically because I don't want anyone to get lost on this one. You can see by the time we hit our ATR low, our ATR high is now the high of day. And we stop and pull back. The market is an algo computer machine, right? If you trust in the fact that it's a computer doing the lifting, this is possible, right? It's like 8K trade. One contract, one in, risking about five. I probably risked about $300 to $400 on this one, maybe 500 at most, right? Over 8 grand, risking less than $500. Is that an RVR ratio we can live with? How many trades a week do you need to hit for that to be game-changing money for you? How many of you are risking $400 or $500 per trade right now, but you're only averaging like $1,000? You're averaging $1,000 because you're diluting your positions. You're partialing, right? Your winners are full strength. You're losing 500 every trade, but when you win, you only make 500, maybe 1,000. When I lose 400 or 500, but when I win, I make 8K. Right? I can lose a lot of trades at $400 or $500 to have one of them land and make 8K. Right? But I'm not worried about the money. When I took this trade, I didn't think about how much I was going to lose. I didn't think about how much was going to win. My stop, regardless of how much, was above the trend line. My target was ATR low. Right? This is a technical trade that's based upon levels and indicators. I do not trade my P&L, right? I don't have a static risk anymore, and I don't have a static profit anymore. I only have a max risk. I can risk up to, on a first trade, I can risk up to $1,000 per trade, right? And my target is always going to be at least 4 to 5 grand, if ideally. But like on the RTY one, I was only able to risk a couple hundred. I didn't like it as much, so my target on that one only probably would have made $1,500, right? So, but I only risked like $200, so I could have went heavier. So the buying and selling detector was, the reason why is because we had exhausted here, right? When we tried to push, we exhausted, and then as we pushed up, right, we lowered, right? So as we were going up to make new highs, we deviated in volume after already exhausting. So we were making higher highs, but the volume was going down. So I read this as a rejection for a premium offering, which is exactly what happened. And then we sold all the way to discount, and then we exhausted right there. Pow. Look at how the reversal starts right after the exhaustion point. So good. So fun. Woof. My favorite play in the system is the lower wider range R3 to S3 and the lower range trending breakdown are my two favorite plays, one of which I basically did today, just in a different position. After that, it's the S3. So good stuff. Yep. Back to BA. It was not on the pivot bot today, T-Chad. That's why you didn't see it. They have higher win rates, and they are the plays I like the way they play the best. But so like for instance, like in the access indicators that you can see here, the access indicators are we actually have like a team together in the indicators. So for all of our traders that are trading the indicators, if they want, they actually transmit their trades to us as we're trading. So we're actually like reading their executions and averaging them out. Like for instance, like a couple of yesterday, I think across our entire user base, we made like our entire user base yesterday made something like 50 or 60 Rs or something like that on average across our user base yesterday. Which is, for a couple hundred people or maybe 100 or so people is pretty impressive. Like 2 days ago when we had the big melt, so we can actually look and see like our calls, how they're calling. We can see how people are entering and exiting. So we can make adjustments to it to kind of fit people. So one of the things we're constantly doing is evaluating the success of the indicator as people use it, and we make modifications. We're making modifications to it in order to improve user alignment. So the idea basically is we're trying to create an insanely user-friendly experience. I'd like you to be able to sit down and basically more or less get everything except for it taking it for you. But we're working on it. So for me, I did not read this as exhaustion on BA. Hey, Dr. Bruz, what's up, man? So I did not see this as being exhaustive on BA, because that would have been more at the yellow line. So this actually just looks more like confirmed selling. And I'm actually kind of surprised with this look. Normally, when we look like that, we would be trending down. So I'm actually kind of surprised we had this pullback here, but it was on insanely weak volume, which is why the BS detector didn't like it. If I'm risking $50 to $60 to expect a return of 350 to 360, is that okay for a bit? Of course. So looking at volume, all right, we tried to buy, we couldn't. We then offered into the range with these big sell candles. But so do you have ghost candles? If not, it gets trickier. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see here if I can do this. Right here, we'll need you. Okay. Okay. Here we go. There. So you can kind of see here we have this big buy absorbed. So it does make sense to me from the opening candle, Ben. It looks like we got a shot to buy S3, right? Because I like that we actually tried to buy and that was absorbed after a pre-market sell. And then this offer was really weak, right? So, but we didn't, but it was really weak, right? It wasn't exhaustive, right? So if it's really weak like this, I mean, it can work, but without the exhaustion, and you can kind of see like RTY was actually quite similar to it. So you can see here almost the same thing, but where yours was just selling a little too much, where RTY really wasn't selling as much, but you can see RTY didn't really work. I mean, it ranged, but it did come back down again. And look at this entry. This entry here, see the exhaustion? Oh my God, see, that's such a good entry. See the difference? Look right here when we hit this low here. Look how we hit the yellow line. We actually exhausted there when we came back to S3, right? We can't call this because we already made the move. So I'm not going to call a second try. But it was valid because it's a wide range, right? So we come down here and we sold, and when we sold, there's our climax, right? There's our volume event right there. That's what we're looking for. And that's when we actually bounce and do a nice movement from S3 all the way to R3, right? That's our clean move. And so if you waited for the exhaustion signal, which was there, this one works out quite nicely. Your candles are different? Let's look real quick. I'll pop them up. So look back length for me, Ben, is 7. Standard deviation is 14. That's probably where you're different on the deviation. Um, so it 14th is probably where you're different. Then a 2, 1.25 and a half. And then for your yeah. And then for volume, hold on, let me ghost candles is what I meant. Yeah. That's the ghost candles. That is true, actually. Prof Beach makes a good point. Double check that you have all the data subscriptions and stuff. There are some instances in which if you don't have the bundles, that you don't get all the volume. So if it looks way different. But so you can see we started buying right around here. But even then, I don't love it. You know what I mean? Even then, it doesn't look great. But at least it started buying. But now look, we're starting to sell again. So this isn't looking fantastic. So Losing Better had said, I thought, and this kind of ties in with Tazzie's, right? I thought I had a decent background for trading stocks and options. I was wrong. No ability to time trades, no understanding of why I enter stupid freaking trades, no reason for anything. So, I mean, we need to change that, right? So imagine like how frustrating it would be to be an auto mechanic or a musical or an instrument player, right? I play instruments, for instance. Right. A lot of people don't know that my background is in music performance and music education. That's what I went to college for. Right. So one of the things that was really amazing is another little thing a lot of people don't know. I play a lot of music instruments. I would not likely short R4 today on RTY. It has swept the downside too many times, NT, but it could happen. But I would want it to get there fast. One of the really cool things about instruments that maybe a lot of you wouldn't realize is almost every instrument under its fundamental surface is the exact same, right? Like pianos. Pianos are percussion instruments, but they're also string instruments, right? So good luck classifying it. Why is a piano both let's get nerdy for 3 minutes. Why is a piano both a string instrument and a percussion instrument at the same time? Because it has hammers that hit strings, right? So it's a percussion instrument because when you hit the keys, they're swinging a hammer that is hitting the strings. I can tune my own piano, by the way. I have a tuning kit and everything. So it's a hammer hitting on strings, right? So I was principled a wind instrument player, and I can play every wind instrument across the board. I can play flute, clarinet, I can play saxophone, I can play tuba, trombone, trumpet, French horn, oboe, bassoon was my principal. Bassoon, I can play French, English horn, anything. All right, now guess what? I can play every string instrument too. I can play upright bass, I can play viola, violin, I can play guitar, although I suck at it. I play guitar. And in percussion, I can play marimba. I know how to play timpani. I mean, I've juried through every major instrument classification there is. Why? They're all the same. Any string instrument, if you take the string and take the string, fold it in half, it's an octave higher. Right? On any tube, if you change the instrumentation, the holes in a certain pattern, you're going to get a similar sound sequence. All instruments use the same more or less type of sheet music. And since I learned playing bassoon, I can read every clef, right? Because I learned to play on a movable clef. So I can read treble clef, C clef, bass clef, and I can transpose in my head, right? All of these things together augmented to why I can do almost any instrument. But think about that with your trading now. Trading is not simple. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. There's a lot to know and lots to understand. And then beyond that, it's your own performance on top of it. So if you don't take the time to actually understand the craft itself, how can you, that'd be like me picking up a saxophone for the first time, getting on stage and expecting to be like like Gillespie or something, right? Performance, and this comes from my performance teacher. She is one of my favorite people in the world. I still talk to her every now and again. Her name is Valerie Gillespie, and she taught me one day that performance is when knowledge meets knowledge of ability. Sorry, ability meets knowledge of ability. Performance happens when ability meets knowledge of ability, right? So it's not only you know it, you have to know you know it if you want to be a good performer, right? So for me, if you're having troubles and you have no ability to time, no understanding of why, those are the things you need to fix, right? You should have a system. You should know exactly why you're getting in. You should know exactly why you're getting out. You should know exactly what steps you're going to take in between, which hopefully is a whole lot of nothing, right? After you enter and after your exit, you should be hands off the wheel, right? And let it, right? That's the moral of the story, people. Let it, right? Let it realize its potential. Let it lose. Let it win. It doesn't matter. Just let it. Because if you let it lose properly, maybe you'll let it win properly. And if you let it win properly, you will make money, right? The reason you don't make money is because of behavioral slippage, right? You cut the winners or you partial the winners. Therefore, you're leaving massive amounts of money on the table, so you cannot overcome your losses, right? I hope everybody had a great week here on the Bear Bull Traders YouTube channel. I'm really looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be a big one for everybody. I think we're going to have a lot of fun as a community. We're going to do this. So I look forward to seeing you all next week. Come in, let's hang out, like, share, loves, all that stuff. See you soon. Talk to you later, people. Bye.